What's up, everybody? Today we're joined by the most punctual black comedian in America. And he's here to break down Shannon Sharpe's future. He shares some insane stories of living with one of LA's most dangerous gangsters, who's currently serving life in prison. He reveals a private conversation he had with O.J. Simpson and how Charlamagne and I played a key role in his very public divorce.
That's my goal for 2019.
16 years.
How long you been faithful?
Give it up right now for the legend himself, Gary Owen. Gary is a legendary comedian, absolutely hilarious. There's no special. No S is available at mintcomedy.com. Make sure you go check that out. It's Gary Owen.
No S.
You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We know that. There's one person on the couch that might not.
Black people love the letter S.
They love
Go to the restaurant. Can I get some shrimps? I'll be like,
I think, do Latinos do that too? Do they pluralize?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know.
You don't have
It's
any.
not my audience.
Yeah, I didn't know it was just my friends until Kanye said Prince Williams ain't doing it right, if you ask me. And I was like, Prince William? How the fuck you get Williams? It's not a last name.
Yeah. Black people love that letter.
Is it really Serena William? Is that what, this whole time? Is that possible? I've never Googled that. I don't know. That's crazy.
Anyway, you're a big football fan, right? What did you make of the Shedeur Sanders thing? Do you care about college ball at all, or are you just Bengals?
Yeah. I think we made a lot of nothing. It's not the first guy to drop. I mean,
Five rounds is crazy, though.
Well, you got to realize there was really only like 5 or 6 teams looking for a quarterback in the beginning. It wasn't like 32 teams. Like the Bengals was not going to get him. You know what I mean? The Ravens were not going to get him. So when they act like all 32 teams, I go, really, we all knew it was 5 or 6 teams. And it was the Giants, the Saints, the Titans. They went and got Cam Wars, so they were out.
Right.
It literally every round you were looking at 4 teams.
That's right. If you already got a quarterback, you're not even picking it up.
Here's where I disagree. I think there's 5 or 6 teams not looking for a quarterback. The Bengals, because they got Burrow. The Ravens, because they got Lamar. The Bills, because they got Josh Allen. A couple other teams. If your quarterback isn't that tier, the Chiefs, Mahomes, you're looking for a quarterback. If you're the Cowboys, you got Dak Prescott. He's old. He's coming off a season-ending injury twice in the past 3 years. Draft a fucking quarterback. Most teams, your quarterback's not good. So you might as well draft a guy, take a chance in the 3rd, 4th round and just see what happens.
Well, I'm also thinking next year is supposed to be quarterback heavy. So do you want to bring him in now? You're not going to win. Or like, you know what? Let's hold off. Get this D lineman. Get this.
And what's that thing? If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
Yeah, and the Browns got 5. But he's got a shot. He's in a perfect situation now.
So explain, because the expectations are low. Now
Very
he can
low.
only exceed expectations.
And they're building a new stadium. If he comes in balls, they're going to be in a dome next year.
Oh, wow.
I mean, he's going
to be comfy.
Yeah, he's going to be. That's what I keep saying. He's in the cold. I go, no, he's not.
Yeah.
He's got no weather to worry about after next year.
That's great.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like, I don't understand if GMs or if NFL GMs are like the most open-minded people or they're racist, because it's like if you beat your wife, they'll be like,
They expect that of black people.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Not me. They're racist.
Oh my God!
They're racist.
You should have went on the pivot.
Come on. I think
doing that?
GMs are racist. That's my point. I watch it happen with a black quarterback every year. Justin Fields went to a bad situation. He wasn't good, but Fields. He should have. That guy fell.
I'm questioning everything.
That guy fell for no reason. Lamar Jackson fell out of the 1st round. It's always. I don't see this happen with white quarterbacks very often.
What are you talking about? Tim Couch won the Heisman at Nebraska. They drafted him and said you got to switch positions.
Because he sucked.
Okay, they can say this. Somebody can say the same thing about
25
Shedeur.
years ago, Shedeur can actually throw a ball. Tim Couch played in like a wishbone offense.
Sports. This is good. No, this is good. I like this.
Sports and racism collide. That's the pivot.
I'm a very proponent of black quarterbacks.
Okay,
they come to see me. You know what I mean? The white ones don't.
Hey,
Joe Burrow ain't been to a show yet.
I've been seeing some white people at your shows recently, bro.
Yeah, it's starting to happen.
I've been seeing some fucking white people at
Yeah.
your shows. And gays, I saw that clip with the gays.
Whoa, dude! I did this gay guy sat in the front.
No,
right?
the one where there was like 5 of them.
Well, that's what I was getting to.
Oh,
there was
okay.
a gay guy that sat in the front in Ontario, and we got it. It just the stars aligned. It was perfect. He laughed at every joke. He was open to everything. He had like My Boyfriend Tastes Better shirt or something
No
like that.
way.
Hell yeah.
Posted that. It did great on the internet. And then I come to Houston and now there's a line of gay guys. Like, yeah, we saw the video. I was like, oh shit, this might be the audience. I didn't even know.
So this whole time,
Yeah, and they love S's. They're gonna get my
You're gonna be Gary no R pretty soon. That's gonna be fucking awesome.
That was good.
fucking cracker. So you got white people showing up to your shows, gays showing up to your shows. This is crazy. You're like 20-something years into, how many years? 25?
97? So 28?
28 years into your career.
Wow.
Harlem
White
gentrified
people
faster.
found you.
They did.
You start posts on YouTube, Instagram. White people find you. The gays find you. Now, how does the black community feel about this? They've held you down for 28 years.
I've got enough equity in the community.
Then it's fine.
They're good.
So they don't feel like the white people are taking the thing that they started.
No. Well, got to buy their tickets sooner. White people buy in advance. So
I ain't gonna lie. That shit happened to me too. Because for years, my audience was only black, right? Like people knew me from Guy Code and they knew me from Brilliant Idiots. And so I do clubs around the country, and like the owners would say, which I'm sure they said to you initially, they were like, "You look the way you look, and your audience does. Like, what exactly is going on?" They didn't understand it, and it was funny. Like once I did Rogan, and like white people started finding out about me, then white people buy tickets in November for a show in April.
you ain't lying.
Yeah.
They are early on that shit.
Yeah. You MSG would have been sweating bullets.
Before
What is going on? No, the
50%
walk-up's
capacity.
huge. The walk-up's huge. Trust me. Now I heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true, but maybe DL Hughley can confirm it one day. But when he got the Hughleys, it really crossed him over in the mainstream. And the rumor was
that's why he got the neck tattoos. He was like, I got to keep these white people away from me.
The rumor was he would tell the comedy clubs, this show don't sell in advance because they were all white people's buying it so far in advance. He goes, like the late show Saturday, we're not putting that on sale yet. That was
That's
the rumor
great.
I heard.
That's cool.
Great. That's awesome.
Yo, Gary, here's a good question, right? Both of us have done Uncle Shannon's podcast.
Yeah.
This is really why we wanted you to be on here. Outside of your special being out, you having this prolific career, being one of the most successful touring comedians in American history. You've been doing this shit 28 years.
Yeah.
Okay? A lot of people don't realize that. People have little bumps and blips, but 28 years is not a game. You go on Shannon's podcast. Almost immediately afterwards, some little white girl sues him for a horrible thing. Mm-hmm. Did you introduce...
I introduced you to a white girl. You know that. That's completely out of my wheelhouse.
You're trying to bring him back.
I've said it numerous times. I ain't had white pussy since white pussy had me.
No way. Wait a minute, you haven't had a little...
1996.
No.
That's where I was born.
Met her at TGI Fridays.
That's what I was born. That's crazy, dude.
Whoever you are, you ruined everything.
It was off Highway 8 in San Diego. I remember
it was bad.
Huh?
It was bad.
No.
It must have been bad if you never went back.
Yeah.
No, she was a white girl that only liked black dudes.
And she
I picked up on it. And we both said, we're just going to try.
She tried to
Let's
introduce
just
you
see
to
what
her dad.
happens. We both made a consensus decision. You know what? Bucket list, check.
It's like a gay and lesbian hooking up to see.
Just to try.
Think about feet. Just try this real quick. I didn't realize that didn't sound good.
Okay, so wow, you never
Were you just never into white girls, or were they not into you, or what was it?
A little bit of both. A little bit
Jesus,
of both.
insane.
It was like, even when I was in the Navy, we go out, I was stationed in San Diego, and we go out to Pacific Beach.
Yeah.
It's all beach bars, white people. There'd be one black girl. And at the end of the night, my boys would be like, how does this happen every night? I just be in the corner. I don't know why. I don't know. Just, they like me, I like them. So we just went with it.
And have you been like the first white guy for a lot of black women?
Oh, so many. If I hear this shit one more time, so the myth ain't true.
Let's go, Gary. Let's go, Gary.
Okay, what myth?
As our white delegate. Thank you so much.
So you're the first. Now, knowing you're the first white guy
in the middle of our podcast.
Okay, knowing you're the first white guy, are you ever like, let me just do some like wild shit and then just blame it on being white? Like, do you ever do that?
No, I'm probably a little more apprehensive. I'm not really a talker.
Oh,
So, it makes me uncomfortable when, because Gary is not the best name in the bedroom.
yeah.
You hear,
Cheeto.
oh, you beating this pussy up, Gary? I don't believe you. There's certain names, like Rodney sounds like you can put some shit down. Rodney boy?
It's got Rod in it.
Rodney's the name that looks like you can put it down in the bedroom, but ain't gonna pan out in life. You know what I mean? Like, if you grew up with a Rodney, at some point you will get this phone call as an adult. Hey, you hear what happened to Rodney?
It falls apart. It falls apart at 17, 18.
Yeah. Rodney's a beast. He was a beast of a fullback. You know?
But do you feel pressure as the great white hope? You know, like
You're representing all of us, bro.
Yeah, if you're in someone's first time with a white guy,
Like, there's probably a lot of black girls that fucked another white dude after you.
Yeah.
Because you represented us well. So there's a lot of white dudes that got black pussy that might have never gotten it because of you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, fellas. Yep.
And then after that, they probably never did it again.
They went back.
So they went 2 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's probably happened.
Yeah. But you don't care.
No, it's funny. Like, there's a couple.
Once you go white, you give it one more night.
There's a couple exes. What's crazy? There's a couple exes from my past, and then
Was this while you were married? Can you bring up that clip?
No.
No, we gotta bring up this clip.
give him an iced coffee immediately.
This is one of the greatest clips in internet history. This is one of the greatest clips in internet history. You need to get this clip up. It's brilliant,
I'm
idiots.
starting to sweat.
Listen, you gotta start from the beginning, though. That's the thing. You gotta put the
my
volume
God,
all the way up.
It's been reposted everywhere. Has 5 million views every
Gary
time.
Towel, you might be a black comic.
This is what I didn't know. I didn't know you could pull this up. I thought there was copyrights and not know it was yours.
Okay, let's go. This is while Gary is happily married.
Yo, I'm gonna get you back to cheating, bro. This year, that's my goal. That's
How
my
long
goal
you been
for
married?
2019.
16 years. How long you been faithful?
Don't laugh. You can't laugh. Laughing is incriminating.
Gary a towel. Somebody get Gary a paper towel. Get him a shirt. Get him
I didn't know you guys
something.
gonna show that.
Let's get some AC on in here.
That came up in court, bro.
No, it didn't. No,
This is your fault.
it didn't.
You ruined his marriage.
Yo, son.
We settled, but it came up in court, so that's I was like, wait a minute.
Gary's been coming on Brilliant Idiots throughout the entire destruction of his marriage, and it probably started in that moment where he couldn't swallow coffee while trying to pretend to be faithful.
I was like, why is this coming to me? Here's the funniest shit. Do you know
How big was the ice cube in your throat?
you don't appreciate this being a sports fan. I randomly pressed follow to follow Max Crosby, the DN for the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he sends me a voice memo on IG like, bruh, you're a legend, man. I'm thinking about to do one of my specials. He goes, dude, the funniest shit ever is when they asked you if you was faithful. And you started choking, bro. That was legendary. I'm like this. Of all the shit I've done, Max, that's what you know me for? 28 years in the comedy game. Like, done films, reality shows. That's what the motherfucker knows me for. I mean, he was dying. Like, oh my God, bro. That's the funniest shit. I feel like Marlon Wayans. Marlon sweats on every podcast.
Wait, how did your lawyer defend the clip?
No. It wasn't my ex. She said, she goes, I just saw a video. I've never seen it before. I guess when everything came out, people started sending her shit. They said, you should have known. I was like this. So then she brought it up.
Okay, so you went. You had this.
No.
No, that was crazy. You were crazy for that. Like, why didn't you just swallow? What was happening?
What?
What was happening? Like, I need the play-by-play of that.
I was just gonna
play-by-play,
say
exactly.
yeah. I was just gonna and it just came out wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there, bro.
But the question was, how many years you've been faithful? Yes, still not
you wouldn't have said yes.
That's still not
Don't commit a crime with Gary. He can't.
Let's go back to my special on comedy. Looking back. God damn, that was funny.
That was hilarious. All right, so
It was so organic.
Yeah, you had this crazy divorce. It's sad, but it's over now. Everything's fine.
That's funny.
And
Still watching this.
no, it's
The PTSD is like
silent. It's
real.
hilarious. You know what? It's him. He's destroying his mouth still. It's like
Kobe, game 5.
no, who's the guy? What's the comedian's name? G-Thang. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's how every punch. Yeah, I know. That's it. Remember when I first saw that? What's going on here?
It's so good, dude.
Actually feels good. It's kind of
Bro, I don't want to point this out. This is how you know Gary's a black comic, is that you still have lotion in your ear a little. No, don't wipe it off. Don't wipe it off. I swear. Did you see it? Did you see it?
I got lotion in my ear.
I'm so sorry. I don't want to point it out.
Sorry about that.
But it is, I couldn't believe
You guys don't fucking miss shit. He's like this. Oh, you're at a Marriott property? That's definitely a Marriott.
Get you good.
That's a Marriott lotion right there.
I'm sorry for pointing it out, but I couldn't. It was like gum in his ear, bro.
Sweat bullets.
Why am I here? Why are you looking at my fucking
60 degrees. It ain't even hot.
Amazing.
So like him.
Gary ain't been around this many white people in 40 years. He feels like he's back in court.
There's 2 of you.
I can't stop laughing, bro. I didn't want to do this podcast.
Oh my God.
Now he's a member of Dipset and shit.
Oh my God, dude. I'm dying here, guys.
Also, guys, tour dates June 19th and through 21st. I'm going to be in Salt Lake City at Wise Guys. All those dates and plenty more at akashsing.com. Now let's get back to the show.
What's up, everybody? World's fastest dates, all right? I'm coming to Charleston, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Stroudsburg, PA, Hoboken, Indianapolis, Buffalo, and a bunch of other dates. You can get them at Mark Gagnon Live. I'm bringing you my debut tour, 1 hour of stand-up comedy, no more, no less. I'll see you guys at the show.
Suck his dick.
Yo, what happened to your hand, by the way?
Fucking
Pickleball?
Hell yeah, Gary.
paddle.
No, that's funnier.
I don't play
Pickleball, right?
No, I played paddle. A lot of people confuse it. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's like this. I didn't whoop you. I spanked you.
Different sport.
Is it different?
Yeah.
How?
Well, it's basically, I love talking about this more than anything, so I just want to let you know.
Yeah.
So, pickleball is just like tennis, like you're standing on a ping pong table. Paddle's like squash and tennis put together, so there's like...
I don't know what squash is.
It's basically, there's walls on all sides, and you can use the walls. Yeah.
I don't know what squash is.
Squash, yeah. So there's walls on all sides, so you can use the walls, and there's like fence, and you can hit the ball off the walls. The ball's always
That's
in play.
paddle? Where's the wall?
That wall's in the back, that like clear glass. right
Oh,
there.
it's glass.
Yeah.
The scoring's the same?
Say again?
Scoring is the same?
I've never played pickleball, so I wouldn't know.
He said that like it was cool.
But what happened to your hand? Is it okay?
No, I just scratched it. This is really like, I wish there was something funnier about this story, but it's not.
Damn.
Yeah.
I noticed you have a wedding ring on again.
Yeah, why would you get back on? Like, why would you do that again? It was really
a
tumultuous.
beautiful
You're
ring.
divorced. That's the thing that
No,
I
I'm
feel
trying to
like
keep
we
some
haven't.
shit off the internet.
I know.
It's a giant diamond.
Diamonds.
It's down here.
Are you? How long have you been faithful to this girl?
Shut up.
Fully once.
No, look. Watch how I drink. Watch how I drink this water.
Let's see.
Why you're not answering?
How long have you been faithful?
This is different. It's a different relationship.
Nice.
That was a big reason for the original divorce, though. Like, we just
This girl?
stopped being
Fidelity?
intimate. Yeah, we stopped being intimate.
You guys stopped having sex.
Oh, I think the last 6 years, 3 times. 6
Whoa.
years.
Whoa.
To be fair, only one of them stopped
So when I
having
was on
sex.
your podcast, that was
yeah.
deep in the 6.
That was deep in the 6. Got it. But now just out of, because you brought this up, I didn't bring this up. Was that when you started, kind of seeking other holes?
Extramarital relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, it had a big part of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not sleeping with your wife.
Were you trying though? Were you trying?
No.
That's tragic.
You weren't even trying.
She wasn't either, though. Neither of us. We went through COVID and just never touched.
Oh,
it was
no.
like we're watching Walking Dead and All American.
brutal. That's brutal.
That was COVID.
That's brutal.
But you're literally, I was watching All American like it was a real team.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, how's he gonna leave Beverly High for Compton?
I did this with Friday Night Lights. I remember that. Like I actually cared about if they were going to win.
Yeah. So I mean, that's really what it came down to.
Yeah, no, so that was COVID. This clip is from well before COVID, so I'm just curious on the timeline of all of it.
Yeah, we've been, it's been 5 years since we
Gary-
separated?
Gary, I feel like you're getting back into the iced coffee moment. Like you're slowly walking ourselves back in. I feel like you are. And we don't even want to be there, but you are walking back into it. Because you have a beautiful new marriage right now. You have twins, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm sure that's exactly what you wanted.
Barbara Walters.
I'm sure immediately
Can we
after
get it down to 55?
I'm sure immediately after
60
this
is not working.
Bro, this divorce was so tragic, but also the way that you describe it, you came on Brilliant and you were breaking it down. Dude, I was fucking crying laughing. Do you remember?
Talking about the process server
Oh
or my dad?
God, the process server. Can you just break down that story a little bit?
Okay.
If you feel comfortable.
No. It's in the past.
Yeah, it's all
yeah.
cleared.
Okay, go.
Let's just
So
be
the
honest.
process server,
Can you break down a process server to
this thing,
the whites?
when you file for divorce, you want to, this happens a lot when you got houses in 2 different states.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a house in Ohio and a house in California. So I filed for divorce in Ohio. Reason being, obviously, financially, usually it's better in Ohio. But we were registered voters in Ohio. We pay taxes in Ohio.
But the real reason is because if you divorce in California, you're fucked.
That too. But we can't file in California because if it goes down to, then they're going to come after us for tax evasion and voter fraud. So I didn't do it out of just California. I was like, no, we are registered voters. Before we built the house in California, I asked my accountant, I go, I don't want to pay California taxes. How can I
do
get
I
a house in California? He goes, as long as you spend less than half the year there. I'm on the road every year.
Yep.
So I'm on the road half the year. I was like, no problem. And you got to keep a residency somewhere else.
Boom. Ohio.
So even if you looked, it was funny, if you looked at our neighborhood in California, all the license plates was Nevada, Arizona.
Yeah.
None of them were California. Everybody was doing the same shit, right? So that's really why I filed in Ohio. And then as soon as I tried to do the somewhat respectable thing, I said, hey, I'm not happy. I want a divorce. And I said, so if there's a knock on the door, just so you know, it's probably a process server.
you said that to her.
Yeah. And
But
she was like,
also trying to serve your ass.
that's when she's like, she went left. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna be good because I heard the door knocking. The guy was knocking and she wouldn't answer. I go, I think the door's knocking. She goes, it's probably Amazon. I go, fuck.
Oh, wow.
She knows. Like she's about to do something. And so she didn't answer the door. And then like 2 days later, the TMZ shit came out where she filed in LA against me. And now I was like, wait, we don't live in LA. We lived in the Bay. And so that started off a like 3-month cat and mouse game of avoiding a process server. I went to my boy's house in West Virginia. I was off the grid. I wasn't using credit cards, cash. Like they're not gonna find me at this dude's house. Like it was damn near deliverance. You know what I mean? I mean, it was.
You were hiding at the comedy clubs?
Comedy
Right? You were
clubs.
like-
I would stay in hotels. I'd be under Mohammed Shabazz. 'Cause I know they were looking for me, but then they caught wind because I'm ordering bacon for breakfast. Like,
So wrong.
literally, the room service guy's like, I thought it was a Muslim. I don't need that turkey shit. So I remember I was at the Four Seasons in Baltimore for 2 weeks. I never left my room, and then I would go to the shows, and then they'd pick me up like underneath the hotel, and it was like we drive over, and my opener was at this other hotel under my name, so he was hoping to like mislead him,
Yeah.
you know, and then let me see, they almost got me in Colorado Springs. So I had my normal opener, and he's a bulldog. But he didn't go with me, and I said, I got a bad feeling about next week, man. You're not with me. And we weren't in Colorado Springs 5 minutes. I'm crossing the road. I'm getting to the club like 2 hours early. And this guy goes, hey, Gary. And I looked, and I saw him pulling the paper out of his back. And I turned into Ricky from Boys in the Hood. And he started chasing me, and he threw the
Because if it touches you, it's on, right?
Yeah. He threw it. Didn't hit me, right? And one of my guys, I had 2 guys with me, and they both got fired after this weekend because I told him, I said, your one job is to not let him come. The dude walked right between them. Just right between them. They looked and went, I go, motherfucker, I don't want you to fight nobody, but stop him. Yeah. And then the one guy started looking at the paper, and I go, don't fucking touch that. Because if they touch it, I could be served.
On you too.
Yeah.
Oh.
So then I go in the dressing room, and now I'm turning into Cuba Gooding.
Yeah, he's swinging on the air.
You know, it's money's gonna cost me, and it did. It was 6 figures. I'm not gonna say how much for jurisdiction. Just going to court. Now I had to hire a lawyer in California to fight jurisdiction. It was just a big waste of time.
But ultimately,
we got in Ohio, we settled.
We got her.
That's what he said. Oh yeah, we got her at a Panera Bread.
I go, what happened? I go, we got her.
Yeah, we got her at a Panera Bread in Antioch, California, and it was crazy how it happened. Like I had hired a process server, and I said 24/7 surveillance on the house, and they just said she doesn't come out. She's not leaving. I go, I got a feeling this service company ain't got 24/7 on the house. Then they hit me with like a huge bill, and I go, well, I'm not gonna pay until you get her served. I hired a process server out of Cincinnati. Me and her flew into town, and we had her within an hour.
Wow.
Like we flew from Cincinnati to Sacramento because he said, don't fly into Oakland or San Fran because if somebody sees you, they could tip her off you're in town.
Yeah.
We flew into Sacramento, got to rent a car. We were driving through my neighborhood, and right before we get to my neighborhood, there was a grocery store. I looked to my left. I swear to God, I saw our SUV. I was like, that looks like ours. And then we went to the house. She wasn't there. I still had the garage door opener. So the garage came up and the car wasn't there. I go, let's go back to the grocery store. It was her. She was pulling out. We followed her for about 15 miles on the highway, and she pulled into a Panera Bread, and she went through the drive-thru. She got stuck, and that's where we got her.
Wow.
The lady came out, and I had to get on the other side and film it to video it. So she never saw me. She was so focused on the driver's side. I'm right there, like filming the whole thing. And then I got back in the car. I was like, we freaking got her. We freaking got her. And then she goes, you got to get out of here because you can still get served today. So I had to immediately go to the Oakland airport, and I just walked in. I'm literally walking down. Southwest had a flight. I was like, get me on it. I just was walking down. I would have been on Spirit that day. Right? I'm just walking down. Anybody got a flight out? Anybody got a flight out? I didn't care where we went, bro. I had to get out of California.
Yeah.
So Southwest had a flight and just got on, dipped out.
And now things are okay.
What do you mean?
Like between you two, is that you're fully divorced?
Oh yeah, that's been over like 2.5, 3 years.
Talking at all?
Not like that.
No.
Okay. But my son's talking to me.
Yeah. I was hesitant to ask because I know that was sensitive.
No, he's good now. He's
good.
He's been out to see the twins.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes me happy.
He's doing good. Yeah, he's doing good.
Was that stressful when you were following her on the highway? Were you nervous?
No, here's what's funny. So the process server's driving, and she goes, you got to get in the back seat. She might see you. It was freaking this lady was a bulldog. So now I'm in the back. I don't think she see me. She goes, get down. Get down, right? So I don't know where we're at. I'm just looking up. And then she goes, I think she sees us. I go, Shane, looking in the back for this Nissan Rogue. So that's when we came to a stop. She goes, all right, I need you to get up, get your phone out. And then I didn't even know where we was at. I just got up and I was like, oh, we're at Panera. And boom. So I was laying down.
No disguise or anything? I would have done like a mustache or something, right?
No, but that was too much. You got to keep them off guard. It's funny, when you go through this for 4 months, though, you're always looking like, how is this going to end? Because I remember when I was in West Virginia, I'd be walking around like, how does this end? Did they get me? Do I get her? And then it was funny because I'm in West Virginia for a couple weeks at one point. And I just was having like Stockholm syndrome. I got to do something. So I went to Orange Theory, in like Huntington, West Virginia, Orange Theory. I was in the best shape. I'll put it like that. Everybody there. And the day, I just remember the lady saw my ID, and then I'm trying to keep a low profile. I'm thinking I'm good at this orange hair. The whole time she goes, "You don't work out like this in California. California ain't like that." I was like, "Why the fuck are you keep saying my name, bitch? I'm trying to have a low profile." She looked like Olivia Newton-John mixed with John Travolta. She's real rough. I'm sure she didn't have a boyfriend.
Oh my god.
You know,
The way you describe it almost sounds fun. I'll be honest. Like this,
like the process server.
yeah, like I kind of want to do this
It's
with
an
my
adventure.
girl. Yeah.
It was an adventure.
It sounds like a Mr. Beast video.
Yeah.
Whoever gets served first loses.
It is wild though. Like, and I will say, like, it was very like a male bonding experience because every guy that had been through a divorce reached out. Like in my business, Anthony Anderson reached out, Kevin reached out, Shaq reached out. I feel like I'm name dropping, but they had all been through messy divorces.
Right.
And one of them said, I don't know if it was Shaq or Anthony, because you when you go through it, you're thinking, I'm about to be broke. You hear all these horror stories.
Yeah.
I'm about to be working the rest of my life for somebody else.
Yeah.
And then one of them said, they said, look, if you get a chance to settle. Your talent won't allow you to go broke. And I was like, it was very profound.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, then I was really ready to settle at that point.
But I also understand that feeling. Like you've worked your ass off for almost 30 years. You've made a bunch of money. And now you're faced with this dilemma. You're like, I might have to pay all this money to an ex-wife. And there goes my security blanket. Now I'm back hustling. Now I have to do this because I got to pay bills, not because I want to do it.
And
That changes everything.
Comedy's what, 15 years before you start making money? 10, 12, whatever. It's like you're broke before that.
Also, alimony, like imagine you're paying something off the top. You're paying 30% or whatever it is before taxes.
We had some other stuff I didn't find out about till later too.
What?
The IRS was coming, baby.
Oh, no.
I had no idea.
For her.
We were married.
Oh.
It was joint. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. Wow. That's what scared me more than anything.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I got to work for the IRS and her.
Were women upset at you during this whole thing because it was public? And I imagine a lot of them had went through similar things.
No,
So,
I think internet women, but real life women.
so
no.
at the shows, they were sympathetic to you.
Best thing I ever heard was I had gone like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I'm just reading the internet. I'm holed up at that Four Seasons in Baltimore.
Terrifying.
My first show out the box. I'm on stage about 45 minutes in, and lady in the back goes, "I love you, little cheating ass." I was like, man, you know how bad I had to hear that. That was the only time I was nervous walking on stage in probably about 15, 20 years.
What do you mean?
I didn't know how they were going to react to me.
Yeah, you thought the internet was real.
Yeah.
So you were going to walk on stage
So
and
I'm
you're
thinking
get
like,
booed and harassed.
or you're going to see the dudes sympathetic and the
the
women
girls
are
are
like,
tight.
Yeah.
No, it was. I was like, oh, the internet is not real.
Why? Why do you think that was? Just because
You're literally by yourself and you don't know who to trust. Like she's finding shit out. I'm like, how is she finding this out?
Yeah.
There was some shit she found out that only 2 or 3 people knew.
you got a mole, bro.
Yeah, I
got a
found
mole
all
on
of
the
them out.
No, for real?
No, one of my
your
openers.
was telling her shit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did she convert him?
I had already fired him like
So
the
he
year
was
before
tight
this
that you
came
fired
out.
him, and then he was like, okay,
So
I'm
after
gonna-
the divorce came out, then they got in touch and he started giving her like all this shit.
was she paying him to do it, or he was just doing it off the strength of I hate you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. But you can find him at a coffee shop. You know what I mean? Like I still follow him just be like
Just to see where his life is.
Yeah.
How's that?
Damn.
How's that Gregory's coffee at 3 p.m. on a Sunday brunch show? Bitch.
Well, it's good to know you're not vindictive.
I love it.
You said in a
You should
special-
like those posts. You should double tap.
Killing it.
You said in a special that after it got out to TMZ that the DMs were crazy.
Yeah, that was a little nuts.
Wait, girls were sliding in DMs.
Yeah.
Once they knew that you were single?
Well, I don't know. I guess it was a lot of people shooting their shot, and it was all over the place. It
Did
was
you have some-
ugly, pretty.
But did you have some fun once you got single? Like, now you're married, you're obviously a good, faithful husband.
I was having fun when I was married.
His throat's clear now.
I mean, just to be honest, it was very compartmentalized. The road
Yeah,
was
I
the
know.
road, and home was home.
Bro, it's
and
so fun. The way that you would do it was just so funny, bro? I remember once we did a pod. You remember back in the day?
I know where you're going with this.
You know, this was so. This is when I found out Gary's not a white guy at all. Because we did this pod. He was telling me about his whole life. It was beautiful. It was inside jokes that we were doing it, but it was a one-on-one, really.
Yeah, with that restaurant.
Yeah, in Gilas. And it was awesome. And then I was like, "You want to go grab a drink?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go grab a drink." I think, did you come as well? Yeah, I think we went to go grab a drink, and then Gary pulled up with a fine ass chick out of nowhere, but didn't even
Give us
DM or didn't even message me. Yo, by the way, keep this low. So now I'm sitting there like, is this his assistant? Like, who is this fine ass girl? She's like touching his shoulder. I'm like, Gary, what the fuck did you just? You made me a liar. Why are you gonna make me fake? You can lie, but don't make me a liar.
Here comes the sweat.
Bro, like no heads up, nothing. Like I'm supposed to know. Like we all cheaters. You know?
Man, bro, I should have gave you a heads up.
Not even a text message.
Oh man, she's doing good now.
That was his assistant. Assistant. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
He's like, we're married now.
she's doing the weather in Detroit.
Bro.
I remember that too. I was like, well,
Was there any party who was like, I should probably just let Schultz know I'm a piece of shit? No party at all or what?
no, fuck it. You're at that place where I've heard it and I didn't believe it. You almost want to get caught. Just to like fucking let's just
Get it
end
over
this.
with.
Yeah.
So you get a little reckless towards
that
the
was-
end, and that, that was I think that was like 2019.
That was early, yeah.
So
I want to date it.
Well, the shit hit the fan in 2021 for me early. So I never believed it, but I look at my behavior and I was like, yeah, I wanted to get caught. I wasn't like PDA and I wasn't out there at parties bringing people, but I was like, I wasn't hiding it either.
Yeah.
So it was almost like,
I'm also curious, is there like an OG comic thing? I feel like comics that were on the road in like 80s, 90s, because it was before social media, there was a little bit of a dual life that a lot of comics would do that you can't really do now.
I don't think it's just comics. I think it's entertainers.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
But like the Rat Pack? Jesus.
But specifically, like, comedians are on the road every single weekend. So you have a life on the road and then you got a life at home.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these guys, before camera phones, before the internet, before social media, you can kind of do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And there was girls in every city and you would go back to those cities and those girls were still there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could see how that would definitely happen, especially if like things at home weren't great.
Yeah.
Comedians, man, you get on the road in the beginning and you're getting attention, you're tapped in socially, and you've never had that before. And you're just like, oh, I don't even have to talk to girls. They're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Why do you think that's not happening now? I think that's still probably going on.
It's just easier to get caught up.
Yeah.
A girl posts on social media, she's with you, she's tagging you in a picture. Your girl's going, who the fuck is this bitch tagging you in a picture?
yeah.
I think
It's
also
just-
part of it, I think that's mainly it, but a smaller part, a lot of times now comedians are making more money before they get on the road, whereas before that's all you had. So you had to only take you. Now you can afford to take your boys. So you're kind of just hanging out and you're not as inclined to go out and chase the night where it's like, well, I'm with my homies, so I don't have to. Otherwise, it's just you in some random fucking city in Toledo or wherever. And it's like, what am I going to do? I'm just here alone.
Yeah, fact.
What do you think happens to Shannon, man? Have you spoken to him since? Are you guys close?
And we're cool, but not. It's so weird. Like, they know he's coming back in September.
Bro, I was shocked at how many people like immediately came out and
shitted on him?
And shitted on him. And
Yeah.
kind of like, what do you think that's about? I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Because usually when there's an accusation from an OnlyFans girl, it's like, oh, this is some fake shit. She just wants some money. But with Shannon, the immediate response from like big media figures was, hey, what the hell are you doing? You're fucked up. Why are you doing this?
I don't listen. I'm the last person to comment on someone's personal life.
Yeah, but also the
I don't-
best. You've got experience here.
Yeah, I don't want to be the hypocrite.
No, you're
You know
not.
what I mean?
You're
That
not.
is
Why do you think, why do you think he's not getting more support?
That's what I'm wondering. Why?
Think about it. It's very similar to stand up. Like, why do the guys that sell the most tickets, people like they shit on? Like, as many people shit on Kevin.
Yeah.
And if you know Kevin, he's like
So you
literally
think
one of the
it's
nicest guys on the planet.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
you
he
guys
is.
just shit on him.
He
You're
is.
going, why
Well,
is that?
That's because humans we have an issue with
I
success.
think that's what he's saying about
You
Shannon.
kind of want that spot.
So Shannon was viewed as, but then there's people like I saw Stephen A. Smith kind of talking shit. And Stephen A. Smith is at the top.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see that?
Yeah,
like,
But I think he
was
wants to be
surprised by
the
that.
top.
Ooh.
but he don't want even anybody second or third.
Yeah.
That's hate. That's hating then. Because
Yeah.
if there is a human instinct, there's like jealousy and competitiveness, right? And sometimes it clouds our judgment. And we see it happen a lot. You know, like you said, people hating on Kev when he's literally like the nicest, most supportive guy.
Yeah.
But if you're above somebody and hating on someone and like being super critical of somebody below you when they're not even convicted, that feels like hate right there. Like, why are you even worried about what's happening?
But
Shannon?
Shannon's pod was more successful, so maybe he's like looking at him as.
But it's also clicks.
Yeah.
It's also like you talk about Shannon, you're gonna like definitely clip it up.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get numbers.
I wonder.
And that was the guy, especially in that genre. Like, you know, Stephen A. wants to comment on, you know, I don't know, the Pope dying is not
Yeah.
gonna get the numbers of
You think-
Shannon Sharpe scandal.
Do you think part of it is he's angling for president and he's got to
Be
Stephen A.
critical.
Smith?
Yeah.
He's not getting the president.
No, he
really
wants to run.
He wants to
you
run.
can tell he wants
So if
it.
you want to run, you got to morally be like, how could you?
I also think that like Shannon's show was
You need a clean record to run nowadays. You know?
yeah. But I also think like Shannon's show by design was like very cliquey and like in a lot of ways toxic. Like
Shannon?
Yeah, Shannon's show. Like you did the show.
It was crazy how the show was sports based, but the comedians get the biggest numbers.
Oh yeah, because comedians out here talking shit.
Yeah.
But like I even remember when I was doing it, and I love Shannon. Like the team was brilliant the way they put it together. It was like really brilliant. There's this guy CJ who's producing it. They're fucking
yeah.
smart. But like there were moments where like they stopped the interview, and then CJ would hand him a card with questions that were going to be clickable videos, and be like,
Yeah.
here, just ask him these questions. Shannon's reading the question. He don't even know who he's talking about. You know what I mean? So it's like the show is designed to be clipped up and put on social media for those type of like more, let's call them messy clips.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like you're promoting messiness when you're messy, people are less inclined to defend you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Kind of like Jerry Springer.
Yeah. He's like, yo, if Jerry did some fuck shit, people are like, yo,
Yeah.
why are we
Jerry-
gonna feel so bad for you? You made a lot of money on people's fuck shit.
Yeah. Jerry wrote that. He wrote the check to the hooker.
Oh,
that
yeah.
bounced.
Oh, yeah, when he was like mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
He was
right?
his mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was growing up, every time we went, it was Jerry Springer everywhere. When I grew up in Cincinnati, Jerry Springer was our mayor, and George Clooney's dad was Channel 9 News. He was the newscaster, 6
Holy
o'clock
shit.
news. So I was like this, dude, who knew? Who knew? And then Carmen Electra
Was the
big
weather-
booty chick. No, Carmen Electra was the big booty chick with the bad teeth that used to dance at this place called Caddy's on Sunday, teenage
Wow.
nightclub. Prince came in town,
Scooped it.
She was gone. And then like 6 months later, she's in a Prince video and her teeth were fixed. I go, oh shit, she got her teeth fixed. Everybody knew her. She
Do
had
you
the
have your
body.
real teeth?
These aren't the first two.
But the rest are.
Yeah.
Everybody got veneers now, huh?
This got knocked out in 5th grade.
Oh no.
So this is fake.
Damn, what happened?
Last day of school. Extra recess.
You were cheating on your girlfriend.
we ain't got enough equity in this relationship, bro. I'll tell you what, it did my old opener, right?
I got you be serving chai soon.
Gonna be in that matcha hour. No, they said we got extra recess last day of school. I went hauling ass, like yeah, you know those doors, the gym doors.
Yep.
I didn't know it was locked.
No.
Yeah, click, and I had buck teeth. They was like this. You know, I did the joke. Like I used to go to Catholic church, and the priest never messed with me. And then I found out he was messing with all the little boys, and I was like, "Dang, he never fucked with me once. Must have been my teeth. I'm not letting that mouth hit my shit."
But once he lost the teeth, then it was like, that was an open goal. You know?
I lost. That tooth flew out.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. One of the most unpatriotic things that I've ever seen is people that refuse to eat cereal cereal outside of breakfast. Ugh. This is bullshit. This is nonsense. Especially, it is communism. Mm-hmm. It's what our forefathers were fighting against. It's not about tea. It's about the ability to have a delicious bowl of cereal, ideally highly packed with protein, zero sugar, you know, the nice good things about modern day Magic Spoon cereal. Having that at any time of day is crucial to the American identity, to the American experience, okay? Now, I know some of you are like, well, where am I going to get milk midday? You don't need that because they have high-protein granola as well you could take with you, okay? True to the Magic Spoon promise, it's packed with protein. It's so crunchy. It's absolutely amazing, okay? Okay, well, I don't want to carry a little thing of granola around. Sure, they have the treats. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. So now there's no excuses for you to live like a communist. What you can do is be a proud American, because they come in mouthwatering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate, peanut butter, and dark chocolate, things that don't exist in Europe. You can't even find a marshmallow in Europe. You can't find a dark chocolate in Asia. Definitely not. No. The point I'm trying to make here is Magic Spoon's brand new granola packs, 13 grams of protein and 0 added sugars. This is something the European mind could not even conceptualize, okay? Don't even get me started about the rest of the world. They come in delicious flavors like dark chocolate, almond, honey almond, and peanut butter. Peanut butter is indigenous to America. Did you know that?
Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/flagrant, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/flagrant for $5 off. Now let's get back to the show. Guys, this podcast has been brought to you by Squarespace. Shout out to the OGs, okay? If you're looking to build a website, you need to look into Squarespace. They make it easy to create a beautiful website to help you engage with your audience, sell anything from products to content to time, and you do it all on your own terms. They have Squarespace Payments, the easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Onboarding is fast and simple. Get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like Klarna, ACH Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay also. Design Intelligence from Squarespace uses cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Design Intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their unique needs and craft a bespoke digital identity to use across one's entire online presence. And last but not least, Squarespace can help you with SEO. That's search engine optimization. Every single Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions, and auto-generated sitemap, and more, so you show up more often to more people in global search engine results. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, squarespace.com/flagrant to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now let's get back to the show. Could you tell the story about when you were filming your special and Floyd showed up?
Oh, yeah. That was...
This is crazy.
2011.
This is your first
big
Showtime.
Yeah, this is the one. This is the one you've been working on. I was like, all right, this should do well.
So let me set this up a little bit. You're already percolating. You're getting a lot of attention. You have the
Think Like a Man. We just got done filming it.
So Think Like a Man,
it wasn't out yet.
But it's not out yet.
No.
But even before that, you had some like big appearances. Was it Def Comedy Champ? No,
well,
it was
the Mike Epps live from the Nokia.
Yeah,
kind of got a little buzz going again about
But you
me.
had some real buzz. You get this opportunity to do a special with Showtime. Yeah. Right. And this is at the time where like it was HBO or Showtime.
This was also a time where Code Black came out of nowhere and did the Shaq All-Star Comedy Jam. Kind of blew Kevin up.
That's
So Code Black,
the hot spot.
And it was a time where Def Jam was gone, Comic View was gone. There was a lull. The internet wasn't what it is now. Yeah. So people were like, where do we find stand-up?
So the Shaq show comes in.
The Shaq shit blew Kevin out the water, basically, right? And even though Cedric was on it, D-Ray was on it, Ari Spears was on it, but Kev was the one that really benefited the most off that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I remember I opened up for Mike in Houston. Mike Epps in Houston, and he goes, after the show, they go, hey, we're filming this thing Friday. This is like Saturday. Can you come in? And I go, what is it? And they go, we're doing this DVD. It's gonna be released in all the Best Buys and all that stuff. And I go, all right. And I go, well, how much? And they was like, well, it's $2,500. That's it. There's no back end. Nothing. There's no hotel. There's no flight.
Wow.
I was in Columbia, South Carolina. I canceled it, and all they said was, "Is Jeff Clan gonna be there?" Because he was running Code Black. I think he runs Kevin's shit now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
So I was like, "Is he gonna be there?" And the guy go, if you promise me he watches my set,
I'm in.
I'm in. They go, we got you. So I get there. I get there on a Friday. People don't know that there was 10 acts. They only aired like 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
5 got cut.
Wow.
And so we're backstage and everybody's like arguing over who's going to go last. And I go, I'll go last. And I remember I looked, I go, I'll last. I knew.
That's a great.
I knew I had. I never did the black church joke yet, which kind of like the black and white church. I go, this, I've been doing it at clubs, but it hasn't been aired. It was like bringing the house down. Like one of my strongest probably
so you had
jokes
something
ever.
in your pocket right there.
And the Tiger Woods shit just happened. Where his wife beat him.
Yeah.
I had a fucking strong Tiger. I said, if nothing else, they only want me to do 10, 15 minutes. I think I ended up doing 20 because I went last. I knew I had like 8 that was just going to bring the roof down in the beginning and end.
So you could package it, boom.
So I walk on stage.
And you're kind of refreshing because you're probably the only, like you said, probably the only white guy there. Right?
Yep.
So they've been seeing black dude, and then this white dude pops up, and you're kind of waking back up, like, oh shit.
It wasn't just that.
It's different.
It was 9 comics doing dick pussy jokes.
And
then I came out like, hey, church. You know? And what set the whole set off was Morris Chestnut was in the front row. So I walked out, I see Morris Chestnut, and I go, hey. I go, I go, Morris. And I go, hey, you guys ever watch Boys in the Hood and think Ricky's gonna live? And I started imitating him. I said, I get so mad at you. Like, every time I watch it, I go, you die every time. Just so I'm like, stop eating the Twinkie, bro. Fuck up. So you passed the test. You're going in the Army.
So resets the whole room. Dude, you're live in the moment.
Right there. Right.
And
so Clanigan saw me. And then they sent me to Japan first. He wasn't familiar, so the Shaq was doing the tour.
Yeah.
So they was like, yo, they want to send you to Japan first to do a show. And I go, so I went to Japan. I think it was me, Mark Curry, Lunel, a couple other people.
Mark Curry's a legend. Dude, Mark Curry is so fucking funny.
Oh, he's so good. And then I guess the word got back, no, he's solid. He's got it. Because they only saw 20 minutes.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So then they put me on that Shaq tour of 2011. And then they said, we're going to give you a special. We got to deal with Showtime.
Okay, on the Shaq tour, who is your group that's going?
It was D-Ray, Michael Blackson, Corey Holcomb, me, and Capone.
I mean,
just
killers.
Absolutely.
Killers.
Where are you going up in the show?
Right before Corey. Corey closed it. D-Ray hosted it.
Yeah.
And then Michael Blackson and Capone flip-flopped. Half the tour. One would go first, one would go second. And then I would go fourth, and then Corey would close it.
Yeah.
Strong.
So that was
great show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a solid show. And all of us kind of did our own thing after it ended. And then so they gave me the special. So I'm in Vegas. We stopped filming Think Like a Man like 2 weeks before I'm filming this. It's at the Mandalay Bay. And I just remember I'm on stage. It's sold out, but there's literally in the front 2 empty rows. And I'm going, why aren't they filling this?
Keep in mind, this is a theater, so rows are 20. That's 20 seats are just
easy.
Yeah.
Mandalay Bay, the big theater there. I was
Yeah.
like, why is this so weird? Why aren't they filling this in? I don't know. Floyd has called and said, I'm coming. I don't care if there's a special. The Floyd shows up. Floyd's the champ at this point.
Yeah.
He runs Vegas.
He runs Vegas.
He's bringing $1 billion every single time he does a fight.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm on stage and I see I'm 30, 40 minutes in, and a commotion happens. It's there's like all these people I thought a fight happened. Like, what's going on? And then it starts coming towards me, and I'm going, what the fuck is happening? You know, Floyd's a little guy.
Yeah.
He's in the middle of all these big bodyguards, and I'm going, what's going on? And then I see Floyd go, oh, Floyd! And I just start talking to him and his entourage for about 15 minutes, and then they kept like 5 of it in the special.
That's great.
That's all you need. That's great.
Completely in the middle of it. I'm like, all right. But it worked out.
A lot of people who haven't taped something don't know. Like, when you're taping anything, it could be a 10-minute set, it could be an hour set. Like, you're kind of in like performance mode, right? It's hard to stay.
Autopilot.
You're on autopilot, right? Because you're like, I need to make sure I get these jokes right. And every time you do a joke, it doesn't go as good as it did in fucking Portland. You're like thinking about it and editing in your head.
Yeah.
And then 20 people walk in 40 minutes into your first.
40 people walk in.
Sorry, 40 people walk in. To stay in the moment is very ballsy, but like, that's a lot of people just ignore it.
Yeah.
and try to muscle through. Like that's a courageous thing to do. But you do it because you got chops. That's the thing. Like you've done a lot of shows where people are walking in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you go in that Shaq tour, if you went up first or second slot, people are still walking in.
Yeah. True.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the first time I met Floyd. That's the crazy part.
Oh, I thought that he told you he was coming.
No. I didn't. They told me he's coming, but they didn't tell me he's going to come in the middle of my set. the promoters are like, yo, well, we got the call, Floyd's coming.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, there it is. Look at all them people. Did you see it?
Wow.
Middle of the special. They took over.
I mean, yeah, that's like a nightmare scenario.
Look at that shit.
Nightmare.
And they're all in the front.
It is a nightmare, but it's also an amazing look.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
to have Floyd Mayweather co-sign you during
if you're
your
watching
special?
this at home and you're like, oh, who's this Gary Owens guy, you know? And then all of a sudden they see Floyd walk in and sit down, you're like, oh shit.
Why'd you throw
amazing.
the S on there?
Because that's what they're thinking. That's what they're thinking. But then just have Floyd sit down and start laughing, like, I mean, that's
Here's
amazing.
what people don't know.
Yeah.
Right on the other side, Winky Wright was there.
Oh,
So we had Winky was there, and then Floyd came in too.
In the moment, did you know, oh, this is going to play amazing? Or were you a little,
No, he's just kind of going with it.
okay.
You're just kind of winging it.
Were you roasting him at all?
I told him about the Grand Rapids. I said, I just appreciate bringing all the Grand Rapids. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God. I said, if you in Grand Rapids right now, commit some crimes. Nobody's there. There's no store owners. There's no police officers.
Does he have a good sense of humor?
Yeah.
He's
Here's
a
the cool
good
thing about
laugher?
Floyd. I'll tell you this. If I'm in Vegas and he's in town, there's no phone calls made. He always comes and he buys tickets, as far as I know. I don't get the phone call saying, Floyd's coming, can you leave tickets?
Wow.
He's
that's
there, or I know for a fact when I did SLS, he bought them because I was on a door deal and we put the show together on like 3 weeks notice and it was not sold out.
Yeah.
So when I got the ticket counts, I go, we had a hell of a walk up. And then I was like, oh, there's Floyd again coming through the club.
That's great.
Did he talk to you after this?
Yeah, he came backstage. That's where we met.
And what was the vibe like backstage?
He was real quiet. Hey, can I get a picture? That was pretty much it.
Wow.
So
But he's been cool ever since.
That's
So
awesome.
he turns it up. He like turns it on when the camera's on. In other words.
Oh, well, then we shot Think Like a Man 2 the next year in Vegas. And that's where I got to know him. Because he asked me to come by. They were going to go out one night, and he asked me to come by the house. Like, all right, me being the white guy, I literally showed up at the time he told me to come, and nobody's there, bro. Like, it's me and two of my boys. Like, why are we here so early? Floyd was getting a massage,
Bro.
Like, he was on the massage table, and he's like, it was just how you think of Floyd Mayweather for his reason. The girl's just massaging shit, and he's like, hey, what's up, G? I go, hey, how you doing? Yeah. He says, yeah, it's Midwest shit right here. Midwest shit. Yeah. He's just still talking. I'm like this. What is happening right now?
God.
Then he got a haircut. Then he gets the haircut. And like the girl's cut. I'm like, we're way too early. But here's the best part. This is a Pretty Woman moment. We're there, and then it gets crowded. Then an hour later, it's crowded. And then everybody's going to the Palms to go to some nightclub. And Floyd doesn't drink. So people think he's out partying.
Yeah.
He might be out, but he
he's
ain't
not
partying.
drinking. Yeah.
It's all water. And I'm not exaggerating. 10 limos pull up. And people just start getting in the limos. And we're all going to this nightclub. And we get in a limo with like, me and my boys just having to get in a limo with like 3 girls that just jumped in that barely spoke English. So now we're sitting there,
bless.
and they're not talking to us. They're not trying to entertain us, and we're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And then nothing. We get
Be
to
nice.
the party, we can't get in. It's too crowded. It was like a Saturday. It was Vegas already, and then Floyd's come with 150 people.
Yeah.
We're not getting it, even though we're with Floyd. I said, let's go to another spot. So the girls, we looked at it and said, you want to go with us? And they were like, no. And it was very apparent, no, we're not. We're going to fight our way, and we will eventually get to Floyd tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Monday, we're on set of Think Like a Man 2. They're extras in the movie. We had a pool scene, and they hired these pretty girls to be around the pool. I looked at them and go, oh, shit. I walked by. How you doing? We go to my trailer where it's cooler than this studio, where I can sweat in private. Have fun in this 110-degree weather, motherfucker.
I want to know early tour stories. Like,
Yeah.
the first 10 years that you're in the game, like, Like, are you? How early are you ever with like some of the goats? Like
when I started
like,
in San Diego, I was doing 2 different circuits. I had the black circuit and then I had the mainstream circuit. The mainstream was Bobby Lee, Darren Carter. I remember Bobby Lee.
The party starter.
Sit. Yeah, me and Bobby Lee used to sit at Denny's, and he'd always have the notebook, and he's writing.
I don't believe that.
And then, I don't believe that. But then, he was the first one out of the open mic crew at the Comedy Store that got the break, so to speak.
Yeah.
Pauly Shore came down. His mom was with him, Mitzi, and all of a sudden Bobby went to Vegas with Pauly. Yeah. He came back down, and we're waiting. Like, what's it like? What's it like? And then Bobby goes, he tells this whole fucking lie I found out 20 years later. He goes, oh my God, dude. I was with Pauly, and then afterwards, Missy said she's gonna make me a paid regular at the Comedy Store. He goes, and then I met these 2 girls, and we went back to my room, and they handcuffed me to my bed, and they robbed me. He goes, I go, what? So he said they tied him up, and he was naked, and the clean ladies had to let him go. The clean ladies came in the next day and got him. I believed this story for 20 years. Then I went on a Tiger Belly, and he told me it was a lie. I go, you motherfucker. Yo, he had us at Denny's. Like, I put the Grand Slam down, bro. So the girls, they just fuck you like that? They just fucking like that. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh my God, I gotta get on the road. And then, but on the black side, it was Nick Cannon. He was doing all the rooms because Nick was in a rap group called the Bomb Squad.
Okay.
And so I didn't.
That describes his comedy career perfectly.
Jesus Christ. That's so wrong.
That's so wrong.
I don't want to say it. I'm glad you did.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's put a lot of people on.
Yes, I was all wilding out. That's why we would make these jokes. He wouldn't care. That's why I feel okay doing it.
Good.
We need to turn off the AC or something. It's freezing here. Go on.
So cold, dude. So Nick was in a rap group, and I remember Magic Johnson had the talk show called the Magic Hour.
Yes.
And the Magic's people saw me at the Comedy Store one night, and he went back to Magic and said, I just saw the funniest white guy on the planet.
Magic Johnson said that.
No,
his guy said that.
Okay,
So Magic came to see me the next week. Fat Tuesday, people don't realize, Fat Tuesday put so many people on back in the day, Tuesday night, Guy Tori's spot. People were getting discovered out
I
of that place.
bombed my dick off in that room.
Did
dog.
you?
Holy.
Wait, what
I used to
happened?
love that room.
Oh, dog, this happened to me so many times early on. I'm like halfway through bombing, and then one guy just comes up there, runs the show, walks on stage, he just goes, give me the mic. And I was like, all right, okay.
That's where I got more shit out of
In
that.
LA. It was
What club?
It was Comedy Store.
The main he had it was the
called
Black
Fat
Night.
Tuesday? I thought it was
PHAT.
I thought it was Tripping on Tuesdays.
So it was Tripping on Tuesday when I did it.
They changed it.
And then it went back to Fat Tuesday.
Originally, it was Fat Tuesdays.
Got it.
That's where Jamie Foxx saw me and got me an audition for Held Up. Oh, wow. I was there, and Aries might say that didn't happen. I was there. I saw the set that got Aries Mad TV because they were there. The Fox people was there.
Oh, wow.
The execs.
Yeah.
So I saw Leslie Jones go up when Chris Rock saw her and ripped that night. I was like, you look back, you're like, I was there for some historical moment.
The set that Aries gets Mad TV.
Yeah.
What, I mean, just.
I remember the joke that killed it. He had a Michael Jackson joke where he was in a wheelchair. And he said, what if, Michael Jackson's in a wheelchair and he does the whole, he imitates him so good and he'd be like, and then he flips over, act like he turned the chair this way and this way, but he's still performing. I'm fucking up the joke.
Sure.
But that's the joke that he closed with every night. Every time he did a show, he was going to close with that. And it killed.
He's wildly talented. Like, Aries is wildly talented.
His imitations,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So Nick, I'm at my apartment and I'm dubbing VHS tapes, like to try to give the Magic's people, because I got nothing. I don't have any clips. I'm not on TV yet.
Yeah.
So it's like bad audio, bad video, and I'm trying to clip this 5-minute set to give the Magic's people.
Yeah.
And Nick shows up with his manager at the time. His name was Samir Toma. I remember Sam. And then Nick goes, what are you doing? I go, Magic Johnson saw me, bro. I said, I might get it on his talk show, and I'm all fired up. And Nick goes, man, I should do stand-up. And I go, you should. Yeah, you should. And then the next week, we had this place called Mr. O's on Wednesday night. It was a big urban black comedy night. And Nick went up there and did nothing but comic view jokes. And I go, Nick, you can't do that. That's somebody else's joke. He goes, yeah, I saw it last night. It was funny. No. He just didn't know. It wasn't like he was out and out stealing. He did not know. I said, no, you got to do your own jokes.
Yeah.
And then less than a year later, we went up to Oakland for the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition. And Nick had like a solid 6, and that's all you got. And he was clean. He was young, good-looking dude. And that's when the all that people saw him. And he either got the semifinals or the finals. And then, he kind of doing the warm-up.
This is a time before the internet. Like now the internet is used to like search for talent, right? Like you almost kind of wait for a comic to prove themselves on the internet. Yeah. But before you had to see somebody live. So there was all this tension when like somebody special was in the room because your whole career could change in 7 minutes.
Yeah. At the mercy of somebody else. Like,
simple as that.
Somebody likes you and like, I'm going to go with him.
But so the anxiety, just imagine that. Like it's already nerve-wracking, I'm sure, when you go up at like a big club on a big night when there's a full crowd. You want to do well. But imagine you go up and you know that Damon Wayans is in or Keenan Ivory's in the audience. You're like, that's it. My career is dead. I'm in movies now. I'm in TV shows. They'll develop something around me.
Yeah, it's crazy how it happens. I had a TV deal with Quincy Jones, and it was like the best 6 months of just sitting back, listening to like an historian tell stories about Frank Sinatra,
Wow,
Orson Welles, Billie Holiday. He was there. And he's not lying. And we had a TV show that didn't go anywhere. It didn't go, oh my God. I remember we went to the ABC office and we're waiting in the lobby to go in and pitch this TV show. And Quincy starts talking about strip clubs in France. And that was the conversation. He goes, yeah. And then usually when they say, all right, you guys want to come back? Usually most people stop the conversation and now we're in the pitch a TV show mode. No. Quincy's still telling me the story as we walk into the room. Both execs at ABC are gay as shit. And I'm going, and then Quincy literally, he's ignoring him. He goes, yeah, sorry. The friends, it's different. They like the jazz. The girls strip the jazz. And then he goes, you guys ever been to strip clubs in France? And they were like, no.
Oh, I love this.
And then they was like, I love this. We're not getting this show. We pitched that show to this nothing. Usually when execs say no, it's a day or so. I wasn't at my car.
They're like, we're
my manager already calling, they're passing. I go, big shock. That means we left and they go, we're done. I knew it was over with the minute he said, you've been to strip club in France.
What year is this?
2000.
2000, so you're like,
what about like horror gigs? Because you got success quite early. Did you ever go through that stretch where you're doing the $1,500 weekends?
Oh, yeah. First road gig I ever got was a comic strip in El Paso. And they paid me $500 and I had to get there. And it was like Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
So I was in the Navy. So I drove from San Diego to El Paso.
Wow.
And it was the easiest drive ever because I was like, oh shit. Because this is the time you had to mail your headshot in, send a VHS tape, fax over a fake resume that I made up. I had nothing. I remember I said I opened up for Jim Carrey for a cancer benefit. Complete lie. Everything was a lie, dude. I was like, you know what I mean? And then, so I get to El Paso and it said they got a comic condo thing where all 3 comics are in the same thing. I took the big bedroom not knowing the headliner's coming. Dude, that headliner showed me, goes, bruh. Get out. I was like, oh shit, sorry. So I go in the other room. I didn't have a lot of money. So this is how I survived. I went to the grocery store. I got Cocoa Puffs and a gallon of milk. That's breakfast for the week. Arby's had the $2 beef and cheddars. So that was lunch. And then you eat at the comedy club and you bring it back for your late night food. I was like, dude, I was $20 in food. Yeah. I came back to the good. I remember thinking, oh my God, how do these comedy clubs make money? I remember my first comedy club headline gig after Comic View. I remember I went in my agent's office. He goes, yeah, we got something club in Dayton. They're paying you $4,000. I go, holy shit, man. I was like, this club might shut down. How do you pay me that?
Going out of business there.
That's crazy.
Like, there was 4-4. It was $4,000 and $400 for travel. I was like, what? Yeah. $4 for a flight?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro. I remember walking out
What
there.
about any guys that you open for that, like, to this day, you're like, I've never seen anybody kill like that? Or any guy you've been on the road? And they don't have to be big famous guys. They can be, but like...
The guy, when I first started in LA and was open micing, was Pablo Francisco.
Just destroy.
Nobody wanted to follow that dude.
Yeah.
I'd seen him do the Latino night, the white night, the black night, and he was the only guy that killed in all of them.
Impressions, right?
Well, he had
the movie voice,
right? The movie voice, the Arnold Schwarzenegger at the time, where he was like little tortilla boy.
Yeah,
and it was the same bit
every single time.
I still waited to see it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God.
Impressions have that longevity. It's like in a way, it's almost like you're watching magic, right? Because it's like, and that is sometimes the downfall is like, if you're really good at impressions, like you don't actually have a joke. We're kind of just laughing because you're like, oh yeah, you sound like that famous guy. Or you look like that. But the guys that can do it with a joke.
That's what made Eddie so impressive. He could do everything.
Eddie could write the bit that even if he didn't do the impression, you'd still laugh at.
Yeah.
And Eddie's what's so amazing about Eddie. He was like 21.
He was a kid, dude. He was a kid.
And in the one special, we ended with the burger. The burger joke, like how his mom made the burger with the peppers in it. I go, that's your closer?
Yeah.
Look back on that. You're like, usually the closer is like kind of raw, rugged something.
No, it just
my mom's putting peppers in a burger. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
No,
that'd have been my first joke.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going through this. You're getting success. You're starting to make some money, and then you're headlining on your own. You're not really opening for other guys. Like it was pretty quick ascension.
Yeah, I didn't headline. I didn't have the traditional feature for people because I was in the Navy when I started. I was on BET and in the Navy at the same time.
Wow.
So how it happened was I was starting to do stand-up. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I was going up like 6 days a week. Anywhere that, I mean, there was a karaoke night at a place called El Torito. I would go up and not sing. I do jokes. It got to the point where people knew to get quiet when I walked up because they go, oh, this is the funny dude. He about to tell some jokes.
No way.
The first couple weeks, it was rough because they were paying attention, but I just want to get on stage and I didn't know where to go. So I go, wait, if they got a microphone, they got a little stage, I'll just start telling jokes. And then it got to the point where literally the host of the karaoke, all right, y'all, you know he's here. It was like that type of vibe. And then karaoke's the same people every week.
Yeah.
So it really helped me because I had to kind of do new shit every week too.
Of course.
So it was kind of a dope thing. But I'm driving in my truck and they said, we're looking for the funniest black comedian in San Diego. So I called in and I didn't say I was black or I wasn't black. I put a little bass in my voice. Hey, what's up? This the contest? Yeah, I want to enter that shit. And then they was like, what's your name, Gary? So I entered, I won. And then that's actually where I met Nick because he rapped. He rapped on the show.
Yeah.
His manager got him on there. And that first place got you an audition for Comic View.
Got it.
So I auditioned for Comic View. I got on. I'm still in the Navy. So they used to film the whole season in a week. It was Monday through Friday. They either did 3 or 5 episodes a day. So, and it was a contest. You just kept moving on. So I just kept moving on every day. I took a week's leave. I won my rounds. So I got an hour special. So I had been on stand-up less than a year. And I had this hour special. Wow. And I wish they would replay it because I know it's got to be brutal because you only had to do 44 minutes
for TV.
With commercials.
Yeah.
And it was so slow and paced because I didn't have 44.
You got 24 minutes.
Motherfucker, I waited until every last and then I started. It had to be silent. I was so paced, like that clock just was moving so slow. I was like, holy shit! I got 2 jokes. So I've got 28. So they called me. They called me like 6 months later. And Curtis Gatson was the head of BET at the time. He's like, Curtis Gatson wants to meet with you. I drive back up to LA and he goes, yeah, we want to make you the host. And I went, what? So they want me to make me the host of Comic View. I'm still in the Navy.
Wow.
So BT doesn't know I'm in the Navy. Obviously the Navy doesn't know I'm doing stand-up, but it was a funny thing because I don't have cable. And so I don't know I'm airing. So I'm on the base, waving cars on the base, and a brother would be like, motherfucker, was you on TV last time? Yeah, have a good day, man. All right. So I'm like, wait a minute, am I on fucking TV? And then I would go out to like, Burger King or something. And so I'd be like, was you on TV? I had no idea I was airing. Wow. And I kept getting stopped. I was like, why are you motherfuckers stopping me?
What was it like back in the day when there were fewer channels and you had something pop on TV.
Dude, you make me sound ancient as fuck right now.
No, I'm not trying to make you sound old because I remember like Geico days when there were just fewer things to watch.
Yeah.
So when people were watching a show, you felt it on the street.
Yeah, for real.
Like I remember just walking around certain areas, especially like tourist areas in New York City. If you're in Times Square, it felt like every person within an age demographic had watched the show.
Yeah.
With the internet now, it's different. Like with the internet, there's little echo chambers. So you'll be walking down the street, somebody recognizes you, somebody's like, I don't even know who the fuck that is. It's divided. But back in the day, it was like, if you watched comedy and you watched BET, you watched Comic View.
Yeah.
So you didn't miss it.
Yeah.
So you would instantly feel it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I went from like never be on the road to being asked the headline immediately. So I didn't have the grind of featuring for somebody.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of just thrust into it.
That was kind of similar to my journey. Like I didn't have a long time where I was going and featuring for people. Like
I mean, that's the beauty of stand-up. You ask 100 comics, they're going to give 100 different stories.
Yeah.
You know? I just, I had to get out of the Navy.
I
couldn't go on the road.
Did any of them know, like any of your close Navy friends know that you were doing stand-up like on the side?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I got to do all the quote-unquote black rooms. I'd be telling people like on the base, like I'm going to do stand-up, and the black guys would be like, you can go here. Or you can go here. Or you can go here. A lot of white comics didn't want to go there because it wasn't a bad area. But I was like, I just want to tell jokes.
Did it cause any tension once it premiered and once it aired and everyone knew?
BET?
Like with the Navy, like were they like
with
you
your
can't-
superiors or whatever?
You can't be doing TV.
Dude, good thing I had black chiefs, black bosses that were watching it. These motherfuckers looked out.
They loved it.
Yo, when I tell you the last 3 months, I wasn't showing up for work. All they said was you show up Monday morning.
Yeah.
Don't get nothing pierced. Keep your hair cut. And we're gonna what they did is they put me on a part of the base where I was supposed to be like grading papers, basically. It was a guy they were running, I don't know, it was some guys that weren't, I was a cop in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
So it was like guys that were trying to be temporary police officers for their command. No, Andrew, I let everybody go. I was the best cop. Dude, when I say let everybody go, everybody go.
That's why we lost the war on terror.
I would have been the peacemaker there. But they had me like in some part of the base that I only had to report this one old dude, and he knew what the deal was. So I'd see him Monday morning, I'd check in, and he'd be like, I'm out. And that was the last 3 months.
Wow.
And then I remember the paperwork came in like, you're out.
It's a good cause, but the government subsidized a good one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm down with that.
But then the paperwork came in that kind of hurt a little bit because I was still getting paid. So then the paperwork came in like, yeah, you're out. I go, fuck.
Like you got dishonorably discharged?
Not dishonorably, I was honorable.
Okay, that's
it was just my time. Yeah. And then I was like, fuck. I remember it was in January. And I was like, damn, I ain't got that check coming in every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So now I'm in LA trying to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I wasn't broke or anything. That's why I don't have I didn't know where my next meal was coming from.
Yeah.
I went to LA even. I wasn't in the hole.
Right.
And I didn't have any money. So when you're single with no kids, you don't need a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even my first roommate in LA, we had no living room furniture. So if you was to break into our apartment, you'd have been like, nobody lives here. I had my bedroom. He had his bedroom. I ain't buying a couch for you. I'm not buying a TV for you.
Yeah.
And then I end up
living like OnlyFans girls.
Guys, I think it's very important to note that while we're recording this, the New York Knicks are currently up 3-1. Okay? That's right. They're currently up 3-1.
Yes.
I believe by the time this episode comes out, we have already closed out the Detroit Pistons. We are on our way into the second rounds. Okay? This is, to me, an absolute no-brainer. The Knicks dominating. These are easy games. We like to keep it close for ratings because this is a city that understands entertainment. It's very important to us. You are welcome. Everybody, oh, the Knicks, this call, that call. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay? You stayed. You watched that game. You're allowed to do it because for some reason, your wife is okay with you watching sports, but not anything else or not scrolling your phone. Why is that? Let's not ask questions. The point I'm trying to make here, okay, is that this NBA playoffs is shaping out to be absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
Okay, outside of watching Boston play, which is like watching paint dry. I can't believe a team so good could be so fucking boring to watch. It has been fantastic, absolutely fantastic. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna put some money up? Yes, we are. And when we put that bread up, we're going to do it over at Stake. Stake is the leader of global betting in U.S. social casinos. Bet on top sports, political events. Use the promo code FLAGRANT for your welcome bonus. We've got some big ones coming up, okay? Is LeBron going to do it? Is he going to pull it off? Is he going to come back once again from 3-1? Or is he going to pass the baton to the next man that's going to carry the league on his shoulders for another decade? Who knows? Who knows? You can bet on it, and you'll do it over there at Stake. Anyway, let's get back to the show.
Crazy part of my first year in LA, I end up moving in with like this big drug dealer. And I didn't know. He was like the dude in LA.
And he had a roommate?
Well, he had a fucking mansion in Bel Air. He wanted me to house sit. He needed a white guy. I found out later to be the face of the neighborhood because we had these parties and the cops would get called and I'm the one going up to the end of the driveway because you had to walk to get to the house. You couldn't see it from the street. So if cops show up, he'd always be like, yo, G. Yeah, they at the gate.
You had no idea something was up with this giant.
No, come on, bro. Here's the thing. You don't. I'm from Ohio. I get to LA. I'm showing up now like at these LA parties and I'm seeing houses I've never been in before. So I don't know. In LA, everything's kind of fake it till you make it type deal.
Okay.
So I don't know. I really was naive. I thought he threw parties. I thought he was a bodyguard. And I don't know what anything runs. I don't know what these houses run for. So I'm kind of clueless.
You were a terrible cop. Guy's not putting it
so
together.
he literally, I don't know. It's still my dude. He's in prison now. I still go visit him.
Really?
It's still my guy. Like, he got life. I don't think he's getting out. I hope he does, but I'm not going to say what he did.
Yeah.
Because I want him to get out.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's still my dog, man. But I just remember I came home one time and I had never seen that many drugs in a house.
Yikes.
Like I walked in and there was just like the weed, the blocks was up to my calf and it would fill this whole studio. And I go on, and then like 5 SUVs pull down the driveway, these Suburbans, and these brothers look like they was off the grid. They didn't smile. They didn't say hello. They opened the door and just started loading the shit up in the back of these SUVs. And I had one of my buddies was there, and he goes, "Is this weed?" And my boy goes, "Yeah, what do you mean?" He goes, "You want some?" He was like, I can have some of this? He goes, "If you want some, take some." He went like this, tried to take a pinch. And then motherfucker, if you won't get it. Like, I saw the glow from The Last Dragon come over. He goes, "Oh my God." So then he does the dumb shit. He goes, "Yo, I got some boys, man. I got some boys that'll buy some weed." He goes, "Give him my number." And then it ended up going bad because he's like, "Yo, your boys are bullshitting, man. Don't send nobody my way if they bullshitting." He like snapped on my boy because he tried to be like, "If you guys are gonna buy some shit, this is like another level."
Yeah.
Like they were running the shit like, I don't want to give everything away, but they were running through different states.
Was there any concern during that time that you're like, okay, I have a promising career?
That's why I got out. That's why I told him I got to move out.
And how did that combo go?
I literally told him, I said, "Bro, I'm a comedian. I can't be around this shit."
What'd he say?
I get it. And then shout out to my ex-wife. She calmed him down because there was a point he got a little angry.
What happened?
I'm going to leave that off the air.
Okay, fair enough.
But he got a little angry and she had to go have lunch with him and calm him down. Be like, Gary loves you. Like, he would never do anything to you.
So he was worried that like you could potentially snitch and then he would be fucked up.
I don't know.
I would be worried.
I don't know. But
Trust one white guy.
But I'll tell you a cool
All of a sudden
story.
you get life in prison the second he moves out of your house.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
That's why he goes and visits right now.
Nah, we're cool. He knows that had nothing to do with me. But I'll tell you a cool story. So I just started headlining and we're still living together. And I come home and there's 2 girls in my room, right?
Yeah.
We had like I think 4 bedrooms in the house. And then there's 2 girls in my room and I walked in, I go, "What the fuck?" So I go to his room. Now I go, there's 2 girls in my room. He goes, "Oh shit, I thought you was getting back tomorrow." He's, "My bad, bro. I get him out." So the girl's like, "Oh, we're so sorry." He got in the room. And he tells me, he goes, "Yeah, these are some of my girls from Vegas, man. I was looking out for them this week." They were like drop dead gorgeous. They looked like they were made in a lab, right? They were hookers that he brought to LA they were like going in the Palisades and everything, and he's the one that would drive them, sit outside, make sure they got their money. And I'm sure he was getting broke off a little bit too, right?
Yeah, pimping is what we would call it.
Could be. Yeah, I know. I knew you were going with that.
Words into it.
Yeah,
Why are you
pimp
bringing
comes
it?
with
A
visual.
I was going with that.
This was not the visual you think.
Yeah. He was probably giving
So
him a
the dude
fair
literally like
percentage.
this. They come out of my room. They leave
The
my
guy was
room.
doing life in prison. He was probably really earnest with those girls.
So
You guys deserved it.
They leave my room, and I'm going. First, I was pissed. I go, motherfuckers in my room, but I can't be
full of
pissed because
cum
I'm
sleeping
scared
under
of my
bed.
roommate. I can't be mad. So it's this internal.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my room. I go, our room's really fucking clean. And I was like, they washed my clothes. I was like, everything. I opened my drawer. I go, this shit is folded beautifully. Like, to be in my room, it never smelled that good.
Yeah.
Like all my shit was pressed. I was like this. Oh,
yeah.
That wasn't a bad deal. Then being in a room. Then he goes, yo, G. I mean, they here. Like if I want to do something, I was like, no, I'm good. Like if they would have called me when I was on that podcast with you and Charlamagne, it would have went down.
It would have been over.
I was too like
green,
freaking out.
Yeah.
Like no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'd never seen a guy pull pussy like him though.
Really?
In my life.
Wait a minute, the drug kingpin and pimp who's good at getting girls?
Ever. No, I'll give you an example. What world do we live in? Hold on.
Crazy.
Hold on.
Gary, are you telling me the drug dealer, kingpin, pimp that has a mansion in Bel Air was good at
I'm going to
having sex
tell
with
you
women? Yeah.
off the air some of the women, and you won't believe me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like
famous
that.
girls. Wow.
Just at the house.
Say one name, we bleep it.
Nope. But like I got the movie Held Up.
Halle Berry.
Why I was living with him. No. While I was living with him, I got the movie.
Shit.
I said no.
But you said no kind of yet.
No.
Me feel good.
Andrew. No. Definitely not. No. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving the next day to go shoot Held Up.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, yo, my boys come and pick him. This one, everybody had the Lincoln Navigators. He goes, I said, nah, they're gonna have a car service. He goes, motherfucker, you ain't going to your first movie in a fucking a sedan. He said, he goes, nah, I got my boy coming. We're gonna take you right, like in the Navigator.
How do you even like connect with this guy? Like, where does he?
He used to always be at the comedy clubs.
Really?
And how I started hanging out with him was Thanksgiving. This before cell phones.
Yeah.
I was doing all the black rooms in LA.
Yeah.
So Tuesday night was the Comedy Store. Monday night was the Improv. Sunday night was Laugh Factory. It's Monday night at the Improv.
Mo Better.
Mo Better Mondays.
Mo Better Mondays.
We're out front.
Was that
D-Ray wasn't hosting then. D-Ray wasn't even on the scene back then. This is like 98.
Yeah.
So I'm out front. Everybody's hanging out in the shit clothes. And he goes, yo, G, what you doing for Thanksgiving? I go, nothing. He goes, come by the house. I go, all right, what's the address? This came out. This for cell phones too.
Yeah.
Writes the address down. Thursday comes, motherfucking Gary shows up in Compton to his mom's house. Wow. And I knocked on the door. The motherfucker answers the door and goes, you came? I was like, you invited me.
On time?
He just kept like staring at me. I was like, what the fuck are you staring at? He goes, yo, I never have no white boy in my house. I go, my boys wouldn't believe there's a white boy in my house right now. My mama's house? He was literally tripping that I showed up.
You're like a celebrity.
And I knew to hang with the women. Don't hang in the backyard with the dudes.
Wait,
don't
why?
play domino. If you went with the women, you good.
Tell me. What's the?
Because if they vouch for you, we like him. He cool. They're gonna vouch for you quick.
But the dudes are gonna be more suspicious. They got a white guy who was a cop.
Yeah, well, why you here?
Yeah.
I stayed in the kitchen all
Test you a little
Thanksgiving.
bit more.
Motherfucker, I was mixing sweet potato pie. I was putting cheese in the macaroni and cheese, bro.
Got an apron on.
I was in that bitch. I just fucking crushes pumpkin. I think I started crying when I ate it. Oh my God. Thank you so much. This is so flavorful.
Okay, so
But I got in good. That's what started the relationship.
Yeah.
I showed up, and then he hired me. I thought he hired me to go to Utah to host this thing for Brian Russell. This is when the Jazz had Karl Malone, John Stockton.
Yeah.
So Brian Russell was playing for the Jazz at the time. So he was real cool with Brian, right? They knew each other from San Bernardino back in the day.
Okay.
So they said, yo, I'll never forget, they go, Casey and JoJo and Rolls Royce, we got a concert Brian's doing. Will you host it? I said, yeah. So they fly me out to Salt Lake. I go there. It's funny. Casey and JoJo doesn't show up. I just remember it was like a junior college gym, and it's packed, but it was all fucking Samoan looking people.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this ain't my audience. And I hadn't really been on TV at all, so I'm a no-name about to go up. Casey and JoJo didn't show up. They just like, they lied. They said they missed the flight, and then Brian goes, all right, I'm gonna charter a private. Where you at? And they were, and then they were lying. They just weren't gonna show up.
Fuck.
And so the concert got canceled.
Yeah.
But it really got me in with like Brian Russell, my roommate, because they were close. And then I remember I went to the game the next night against Portland.
Hold on. What happens with the show?
They just everybody left. It's just show's canceled. That was it. I stayed backstage the whole time. And they still paid me. I showed up.
I mean, whoa. Wow. That's gotta be embarrassing for a guy like that.
Yeah, he was hot. He was like, no show. They're not coming. Their band was there. Casey and Joe, the only two that didn't show up. The band was there. The Rolls Royce was the open act. They were there. I was there. The only two people that didn't show up was Casey and JoJo.
So everybody's prepared to do the show.
Yeah.
And then they bail.
And then they was like, we missed the flight.
Why didn't they say their aunt died or something like that?
I don't know. But I think they weren't expecting Brian to be like, yo, I'm about to send a private.
Yeah.
No, they were like.
And then he pulled it. Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled their trump card, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's what got me cool with them. And then we just became friends after that. And then he asked me to house sit. He said, yo, I'm about to leave town for a couple months, man. Can you house sit? And I was like, well, let me see the house. So I'm in this fucking 2-bedroom rundown apartment in North Hollywood off Lankershim. I went to this house. I went, what the fuck? Indoor pool on the inside and outside.
Wow.
Like, it was just the most beautiful home with nothing in it, by the way. No, there's no pictures, no TV, no refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this bitch.
Yeah.
His door had a padlock on it. You couldn't get in his room.
Yeah.
And then I just remember I said, yeah, I can house sit here. And then I asked him, I said, can I put pictures of me up on the wall? Because I don't give a fuck what you do. Motherfucker, I was bringing girls back there. They thought it was my shit. I said, what are you doing? I'm a comedian, man. That's when comedians had TV deals. Yeah. ABC, CBS, Telemundo. I'm big in Germany, baby. I got steak sauce in that bitch.
So you were living good while you're in LA, even though it's the beginning of your career.
I can honestly say my first year in LA, the 98 year, I got to move with Jamie Foxx. I got to roll with Jamie. I'm going to keep that shit off the air. Because, Jamie can go. Like, parties-wise. Jamie's parties are legendary.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with Jamie. I got the big-ass house in Bel Air that people think is mine, that it's not. I go, I'll just put it like this. I lived what everyone thinks the Hollywood life should be for 1 year. Wow. And that was enough. I'd be dead.
Really?
If I kept that going. Yeah, I'd be dead.
Fuck.
We had some parties. We had a July 4th party in 98. Kobe showed up. Nobody knew. He was just got done with his rookie year, right? My buddy from San Diego's there, and he fucked it up, the intro, because they go, yo, Kobe's here. And I was like, oh, there was a lot of other celebs there too, right? Kobe was like I don't know, he's like he just didn't go out.
Yeah.
So for him to show up, it was a day party.
Yeah.
I just remember my buddy, keep in mind, everybody's acting like it's my house because he don't want anybody to know it's his. Mm-hmm. So when everybody comes, I'm getting introduced to everybody. So I'm thinking, hey, Kobe's here. I go out to say hi to Kobe. My fucking buddy is like within earshot, and he keeps walking around. He goes, Kobe Bryant. I can't believe Kobe Bryant's here. Jelly bean, son. Kobe Bryant. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. And when he's standing there, he had his dream. He goes, Kobe, baby. Kobe Bryant. He goes, I can't believe Kobe's here. K to the O to the B to the E. I was like, and you can tell Kobe's like shaking my hand, but going, the fuck is this weirdo? But he just kept walking around us. Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Like, God. I pulled him aside, I go, what the fuck are you doing, bro? He goes, man, that's fucking Kobe Bryant, bro. That's Kobe Bryant. It's like,
so Kobe's 19 at this point.
Yep.
Wow.
He wasn't drinking or nothing.
No, I'm not trying to incriminate you.
He was there for probably, yeah, he was probably there less than an hour.
Wow.
But he came, hung out, had some handler bodyguard with him. He was real cool though.
Yeah.
Real cool. But there was like, at that time, I bet you half the NFL was at that party.
Holy shit.
Wow. It was that party was so epic. I would be at like a Gold's Gym in Pasadena and somebody like, yo, you have another party? What the fuck?
So you were in a lot of ways the man a year into comedy.
But in LA.
In LA. You're LA comedy. Yeah, you had
I'm
San Diego first, and then you moved to LA.
I'm a white guy doing all the black shit.
Yeah.
So I was the only one really
so
doing it.
So you were very recognizable.
Early 20s. Oh, I'm at that age where you're going out and you're all that stuff. So it was, that was one of the funnest years of my life.
Whoa.
I really got to live the LA experience for 1 year.
Okay, you're so popping at this time, and all these people are coming to your house, and it's the party. Are you like believing the hype? Are you hitting on like famous chicks? Are you?
I had no problem hitting on famous chicks.
And was it successful?
Huh? Couple.
Really?
Yeah. No A-listers.
What? Well,
but you know, a couple classmates from a different world. I don't mean regulars. I mean one episode.
Let me know you hit Whitley Gilbert.
I went for sorority sisters.
Okay, when you move out, is it a reality check?
Well, I had to go. That was when the shit was hitting the fan, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing shit I shouldn't see.
No, I know, but then you have to adjust your lifestyle.
Yeah, now you're back in the two-bedroom.
But no. This all happened like over the course of 6-7 months. So in that 6-7 months, I got the hosting job on BET. So I'm on TV now.
But your new house doesn't look like that, I imagine.
No.
So there has to be an adjustment period. And like, are all these people that were, kind of, living the good life around you, then they see your new house, are they looking at you differently? Do they think
I don't think it was like that. I was like, I ended up moving in with my ex. And she had a nice little, it was complete opposite. It went from party to now I'm living in a nice townhouse in Glendale.
Right.
And so it's very quiet now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was an easy transition.
Wow.
Did you ever have interaction with Kobe after that party?
Nope.
You never?
It was one and only.
Wow.
My boy fucked that all up. I still blame him to this day. I was like, dude, what the f? He thought that was my house. It's like, I'll never forget his fucking cheesy ass. I can call it out. Scott King, motherfucker from Dayton, Ohio. God damn it, Scott. You fucked that all up.
And every time the cops came, were you able to smooth it over?
Every time.
There was never a moment where
What
it was
did you
like...
say? Did you play the military card? What did you say?
No, so there wasn't neighbors close by, but they were in the vicinity. And all they see is like a line of cars and black people getting out, And I'm talking you're talking like Nate Dogg type people, right? You're not looking at Wayne Brady's getting out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they're like, it's all these black people, and they're hearing music and we're partying. We never had late night parties. It was always the July 4th was like noon to 7.
That's smart.
And then we weeded everybody out, and then we'd let maybe like 30 people stay late. And it was always good odds. It was 10 dudes and like 20 girls. You know what I mean?
And is that by design? Like, are you...
What's that?
A freak off. So the freak off's what happened is your house.
I'm like this.
I've never heard of that.
Hold on.
What is a freak off?
There is a story I can share. So the same night, the July 4th party, we're in a jacuzzi, and there's like 10 people in the jacuzzi, and we're all just kind of sitting. Keep in mind, I'm still young in the game, and I'm just soaking everything in like a sponge. We had a sauna, and this guy started fucking this girl in the sauna. So everyone's just talking. Let's say we're talking about the Lakers or the Clippers or something, and all I see is this girl's ass cheek and the steam, and he's just pounding it, and he's got her up, and nobody's acknowledging it. I'm going, are we not going to talk about the bitch getting fucked? I don't care that Karl Malone punked Shaq in the playoffs. This dude is fucking a girl right here. So the whole time we're talking to him, I'm going like this. Yeah. It never got acknowledged, and then they just came out like, how y'all doing? It's like, LA's different.
Really?
LA's different, bro.
So you live like what people assume is the wild LA life.
Yeah. I observed it.
You observed it. I don't want to put anything bad on you, but like when people do talk about Hollywood and these freak offs and these parties, there is a version of that which kind of exists. Is that what you're saying?
I don't doubt anything after that first year I saw.
That's
so you
insane.
think it gets as crazy as everybody says, even crazier than what you saw?
I think it gets way crazier than what I saw.
Like when
I saw a minor version of
like when people talk about the Diddy shit, are you like 100% some weird things were happening at those parties?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like shit that ever made you feel uncomfortable,
Did he ever ask you to live with him?
Dude, touch me and shit.
Nothing illegal. No, nothing illegal in that way. But like, so debaucherous that you're like,
Gay. You're saying gay.
no. I'm not saying. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, like, so debaucherous that you're like, yo, what are we even doing here? Like,
No,
fucking
you know
is
what I
fun, but
No, I never saw nothing that would make me uncomfortable. I would say that.
Yeah.
I never saw no gay shit.
Even
You know what
after
I mean?
that 1 year, did you ever like? Because you're in the industry. You're Think Like a Man, massive hit. Think Like a Man 2 comes out. Are you getting invited to any of that shit that they're like, yo, this is weird, and I don't feel comfortable?
were you
with
at the
what I'm
freak
seeing?
off?
No, I never went there. No freak
You meet
off.
Harvey Weinstein in a hotel room.
No. None of that. That first year was the most I'd seen.
To
Probably
this
in
day.
my life to this day.
Okay.
And it was honestly, it was the age I was at. It was the time, that time in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was just the stars aligned, so to speak. Like everything was happening. I got the hosting job on Comic View. I'm a white guy on a black show. I get a movie with Jamie Foxx, which is huge that
Which
time,
movie
right?
is it?
Held Up.
Oh yeah.
So we shot up in Canada, so I was kind of, Jamie was feeling me out, like, is Gary cool or not? You know what I mean? So it was just honestly, I wouldn't change anything. It was great.
Wow.
And the thing is, I'm still cool with the dude. After it all hit the fan, I still go. I've visited that dude and I visited him in San Quentin, in Folsom. He's somewhere else now. I'm probably gonna go see him in a couple weeks when I'm up in the Bay. You know what I mean? That's still my guy. He didn't never do me wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? I literally told him, like, when I had to move out, I go, dude, I can't be around this shit, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not seeing anybody rob anybody. I'm not seeing anybody overdose, but I'm going, Jesus, the one story that I was like, oh, this is different. It used to be the Key Club in LA.
Yeah.
So, and the Century Club was Sunday night in LA.
Okay.
The Century Club is a better story. The promoter for the Century Club at the time, I don't know who he was. I'd always go there with my guy, right? We always got in, we always walked in, nobody stopped us, right? One night I went out by myself and I told him, I said, bro, I'm gonna go up to the Century Club. He goes, all right, I'm just gonna chill at the house. All right. So I go, the promoter wouldn't let me in. So I'm sitting there, I was like, and he literally asked, he goes, yo, where's the boy? I was like, oh, he didn't come. And he was like, all right, and just let me stand out there. I go, oh. So I just got in my truck and drove back home. So I'm home like an hour later. He goes, I thought you was going to Century Club. I go, yeah, your boy wouldn't let me in. He goes, I'll handle it. That's all he said, right? That July 4th party, right? He goes, G, come here. I said, what? He's got the dude in the closet at the house.
Holy
So he
shit.
opens the closet and the dude's there and he goes, hey, tell me what the fuck happened. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. He goes, did you go to Century Club? Oh, yeah, he goes, so the guy's like in the closet and he goes, yo, you let my boy in? When he's with me, when he's not with me, he goes, he's me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, what the fuck is about to happen? And I go, hey, man, I think it was just a misunderstanding. When I said that fucking promoter goes, that's all it was, misunderstanding. I was like, wait a minute, why is this motherfucker in the closet? And he's like this. Hold on. I was like, well, this is some different shit. You know what I mean? Motherfucker, don't you ever stop my boy. Right? I was like,
Crazy
whoa.
shit.
We went to the Key Club one time on Sunset.
Fire. That's so dope.
This stresses me out. All of this gives me so much anxiety.
So we went to the Key Club one night in LA and we usually just walked in. And this one big old redheaded white bouncer grabbed him by the arm.
I like, how you let people know when someone's white. Listen, most white people just, they never say the color of skin if it's a white person.
Yeah, no, he's
but
white.
you're around so few white people that you have to point it out.
Yeah, redheaded white dude. You know who you were? The bouncer at the Key Club.
That's so funny.
So
We would have got it with redhead.
But he's like, I think if they red bone, I don't want to be. Go on.
he grabbed him by the arm. Did nothing wrong. Like, if it's your first day at the nightclub,
Yeah.
you're supposed to stop people from walking in.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. He grabbed him and he was like, all of a sudden he freaked out. Like he looked at him and he was going to his car. And I was like, oh shit. Is he about to grab something?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I'm following him down Sunset. I'm going, bro, it ain't that serious. He goes, no, fuck that shit. Nobody stopping me, bitch. I was like, oh, what the fuck's about to happen, right? We come back. The promoter for the Kiko of the night is now following him. He goes, bro, he ain't know. And then he goes, him or me? The motherfucker went back and goes, you're fired.
Wow.
Fired the bouncer. Like that.
Wow.
The bouncer was like, what the fuck I do?
The bouncer got lucky, to be honest with you.
Honestly,
He just got fired. Yeah.
So this was a real dude. That's
No, this motherfucker was no joke, bro. I'm giving you like the PG version.
Yeah, what do you think he got life in prison for?
Yeah, of course, but still, I mean,
I'm not saying his name for a reason.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know anything.
Yeah, that's my dog. But off air, I'll pull him up. I'll show you.
Yeah. I mean, what a
And he was a
fucking
big
life.
dude too. He was like 6'7". He wasn't a small dude.
Does life get more boring after that for you? Like, you get married, you have a family, which is not boring at all. Obviously, it's incredible. But like, you're living this insane movie for about 6 or 7 months.
Yeah.
And then you go to have a very kind of traditional home. You're on the road. You have success. Like, what is happening in your brain at that point in time? Are you like less anxious? Like, you must be a little nervous. You're living with a drug dealer. He's throwing parties,
Well, when I
girls,
saw,
and
when I
doing
saw
your
he got
laundry.
locked up, I go, yeah, it was a good move.
That was,
It was a good move getting out of there.
getting out of there. Because you could have got caught up in like a RICO, right?
I don't know.
Or what is it called when you're aware of what's going on? You're
Aiding and abetting or something.
Yeah.
I was purposely not asking questions. And I think that's why he hung out with me. I never asked a fucking word.
So it's just like, yo, let's have fun. We're hanging out.
But I will say, I never paid for a drink.
Wow.
I never had no problem getting into clubs. And if anybody's like, will watch this and be like, Gary bullshitting, if you know who I'm talking about,
Yo,
the motherfuckers know.
All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. You see the lighting. You already know what time it is, okay? It's hot out there. Sundress season, right? I know sundress season's hitting. You're like, shit, I don't need any performance-enhancing drugs. This dick is rock. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, well, it could be rocker. That's a fact. It could be rocker. How you gonna make it rocker? You're gonna chew it up. You're gonna chew it up, you're gonna chew it out. Simple as that. Blue Chew, same active ingredient that's inside Viagra, Cialis, but this is the chew, and you can try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code FLAGRANT. All you gotta do is pay $5 shipping. $5 shipping, hardest dick you've ever delivered your entire life. You are very welcome. BlueChew.com. Remember, promo code is FLAGRANT. Now let's get back to the show. All right, real quick, we got to show some love to the homies, man. The homies over at Exter. Obviously, you guys already got the Exter wallets. Fantastic. Best wallet in the game. If you haven't got one yet, stop being a square. Go get that shit. If somebody robs your wallet, you can follow them home. Think about that. Do I need to say anything else? It got the tracking beeper on it. You can follow them home. Rob them. That's legal in most countries.
Yes.
Think about this right now. If they've already mastered the wallet, why would they stop there? You go to other things that you put shit in, i.e., a suitcase, your backpack. They just dropped the Extra travel pack vacuum bags. I think that already explains what it is, but I will continue explaining, okay? You throw your clothes in it, you zip it up, vacuum the air out, and boom, it's half the size of what it was before. You could fit 60% more in any travel bag. These vacuum bags are carry-on size, can compress 15 plus clothing items to maximize space in your luggage. They're also odor-proof and waterproof to keep your clothes clean and fresh. Think about that. You have all your stank clothes from going on vacation. You throw them in that vacuum bag. Boom. It doesn't ruin the rest of the stuff in the bag that you put it in. This is genius, okay? The Travel Pack Air Pump for on-the-go compression, you're taking it with you no matter what. So stop trying to sit on your suitcase to zip it up. Hit up Extra.com. Wallet game tight, travel game tight, and Extra Spring Sale is here. Get up to 30% off site-wide on all their sleek smart wallets and travel pack vacuum bags. Plus, here's the real kicker. You can get up to 40% off with the promo code FLAGRANT at checkout. All you got to do is head to partner.extra.com/flagrant. That's partner.extra.com/flagrant. Shouts to Extra. Now let's get back to the show. Do you think that that played a part in your acceptance in the community outside of just in LA specifically?
Oh, 100%. I was with the guy.
So you're with the guy, and it's like you're this white dude that you're in the black comedy circles, but which at some point in time when you start to get success, there might be like some pushback. I'm sure you've experienced that in your career. Like you've had massive success as a white dude in black comedy. But do you think at that point in time it was like, nah, he's cool, he's with him, there was this cosign? Do you think that was helpful in the beginning?
I think in LA it just got me into rooms. Like people was like, you know what I mean? Do you know Scroncho?
Yeah.
Okay, Scroncho knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Scroncho like was running the same group with him, right? Scroncho one night accused me of stealing one of his jokes. Have you seen my act and Scroncho's act?
Okay.
It's literally like Bill Maher said I'm trying to steal politically incorrect or some shit. So Scroncho was being cool.
Yeah.
Scroncho was not being an asshole. We're outside the Improv and he was like, yo, G, my boy said you took something. I go, what? Here's what they said I took. Scroncho used to bring somebody on stage or something for a bit. And then one night I'm messing around. I brought somebody on stage.
But it wasn't planned. You're just kind of riffing it. Yeah.
And Scroncho knew. And this is not an indictment on Scroncho. He was cool as fuck. We was outside. We're talking. But his boys was like, motherfucker, he stole your shit. They're hyping him up. They're like hyping him up to hit me, right? I go back.
Scroncho can go, too.
Hold on.
That's not a guy.
Yeah. I go back and tell my guy. I said, yo, fucking Scroncho and his boys, man. He goes, huh? I'll handle it.
Oh, Jesus.
We see Scroncho.
I'll handle it.
We see Scroncho the next Tuesday. We see him at the Comedy Store. Scroncho pulls me aside. My boy sees Scroncho and the same dudes.
Yeah.
Pulls him aside and told Scroncho, man, hey, somebody say Gary stole your shit? And Scroncho like, nah, it was a misunderstanding. Motherfucker said this, and it ain't like that. He goes, all right. And he looked at his boys. He was like, he looked at the boy. He goes, you never speak to him again. And you got to say, Gary, you say to me. And they was like, all right. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was like, don't you ever speak to him again. Whatever you say to him, you say to me.
What happened? Like, how do you guys think you developed that relationship? He really seems to care for you. He really seems to look out for you.
Facts.
And where does that come from?
Mm-hmm. He just said, I don't know. He always said, like, I never asked questions. I never...
Do you think that you're like the one person in his life that just made him feel like a regular guy?
Maybe.
He's this incredibly powerful, feared human being from the stories you tell me.
Right.
And you got to carry that weight every single interaction you have. Like, he doesn't get let into a club. He has to make it known that you can't do that to a person like him.
Not him.
And at every point in time, I imagine he's thinking about like how he exists within the hierarchy of humans he's around. That bouncer gets fired, that gets sent around, hey, don't mess with this guy. It's constantly, don't mess with this guy. And then when he's hanging out with you, maybe he feels like he can kind of let that ego go a little bit.
But he used to love the comedy clubs, bro. He was there every night.
But outside of the comedy clubs, I'm trying to understand like why he's so protective of you and why you become a representation of him.
When you guys were hanging, just the two of you, were you making him laugh? Like, were you cracking him up?
Yeah.
Like, he was silly when it was just y'all.
Yeah.
Was he also joking around? Did you see a different side of him?
I saw a different side of him.
And what was that side?
I don't know. I saw him. He kind of let his guard down. Yeah.
And what is it about? What is it about you that allows him to do that?
I don't know. It's a weird thing. It was like complete opposites, just hanging out.
Like, I wonder.
Here's a funny story. I came in one time and he was in my room, and he was asleep on the bed, but he had the gun in his hand, right? So he's sleeping like this, and I'm doing this. I'm trying to go, hey! Yo! I'm trying to wake him up and not get shot. Yo! My God! I'm yelling his name, but yeah! And then he wakes up and he goes, what the fuck you doing? I was like, dude, you got a fucking gun in your hand. I don't want you to wake up and fucking it goes off. And then he looks at me like, well, look at safety and all that shit like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not around that world. Like, yo, my guy. Yeah.
Were you ever like careful making jokes around him? Because I'm sure with everyone, you're like ribbing people, roasting, whatever. But with
I never roasted him.
Were you intentional about that? Like, oh, I don't want to cross a line with this guy.
Yeah, not intentional. I just didn't feel the need.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the need.
Yeah, why are you so comfortable in that kind of environment? Like growing up in Ohio,
you don't know any better. You're naive. I just got to LA, bro. Yeah. He's like really taking care of me.
Yeah.
Like as far as like, I'm getting into spots. I'm in the mix. He had money, so I was never paying for shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
wonder if you being an outsider, not just you being a white guy, but you just not being involved in his world at all allows him to let the guard down. Because if he's like getting vulnerable and telling some random person in his crew things that make him nervous or he's afraid of, that starts to go around, and then all of a sudden people start to think, yo, he's actually scared, or he's
vulnerable.
this, he's vulnerable. But with you, you're this outsider.
Yeah.
It's like you almost get to be like the Tony Soprano's therapist.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to
maybe.
prove he's hard with
He
you.
doesn't have to constantly prove he's hard all the time, which is probably like a very relaxing moment in someone's
I
life.
didn't think about that.
Yeah. No?
Yeah, you're just laughing, making him laugh. Y'all are just goofing around. It's like it's such a break from the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, just I can't imagine the pressure of every interaction in your life. You have to let everybody in that room know that you are the baddest motherfucker on the planet. That's stressful to even consider.
Yeah, I
Like,
wouldn't fuck with him.
The fact he doesn't get let in the club and he has to go. I'm sure on some level he's just like, fuck, if I don't make a thing out of
I
this,
still
they're gonna
don't
think
know. I still don't know what was going to happen.
he was gonna make a situation.
It seemed like it, yeah, but I was like, what is going on right now? You know what I mean? I still have no idea what would happen that night.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So then you leave that. You go on the road, and at this point in time, are you just selling tickets? Like the road is kind of easy to fill up, or
No, I wasn't. I think people got this misconception that I got on BET and I was just selling out everywhere.
Yeah.
That didn't happen for me.
where's the horror stories?
Yeah, what is that period between Bel Air and 2011 Mike Epps Nokia event? What is that time like? That's what I'm curious
when are you
about.
doing the comic strip in Edmonton for 40 people? Like
Yeah. I don't have a lot of those stories.
Interesting.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't have the, because I got the job on BET. I was headlining, and I wasn't that great.
Right.
But I was selling a decent amount of tickets that I always got put on the ensemble shows at theaters. You know what I mean? You're doing those types of things, and I was always like,
You were always
know,
comfortable?
I never had to worry about the club not bringing me back.
Did you ever build close relationships with any of these guys? Any of any of the comedians that we would know? Like, who are you closest to? Or were you kind of your own man on an island?
Yeah, I was kind of on an island.
Nobody that you really got close to? Because I've seen you around these space, like
Honestly, the friendships usually come from grinding, like you, Bobby Lee, a little bit, but like
Yeah.
we
But
were
I
at the
don't really
Lantern
know.
for years.
I don't think I swear I never thought about that. I don't think I have any like super close.
Because you got on kind of quickly.
And you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Well, you got your
comedy is-
opener.
yeah, it's
you're by
lonely.
yourself. You're seeing, like I said, when I met him, I was like, I always see you on the flyers coming,
Yeah.
or you just left. You know what I mean? He's coming or leaving. That's usually how you get to know people, like they're coming or going. But I don't have any like people I call all the time, stand up wise. I'm trying to think. No. I mean, I'll probably talk to Joe Koy a lot.
interesting.
He's great.
You know, he was around in the beginning.
Yeah.
We met. I think we met. We really met at University of Alabama one night. Had a college show together. And he still brings up how I fucked him one night at the Comedy Store.
What
I
happened?
switched the lineup, and I put him up after a guy that was really strong, and Joe just was starting. And it was the Black Knight, and he fucking ate dick, and he still blames me. I go, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, and I didn't do it with no malicious intent. To this day, I don't even remember why I switched the lineup, but it literally was my call.
Yeah.
And he still like remembers it. It's funny. The fucker's about to do SoFi with Gabriel Iglesias. He's still like, you motherfucker. You motherfucker. I'm like, dude, you're fine.
Who is your hardest follow?
Ooh. Back in the day, when I first started, nobody wanted to go after Craig Robinson
Craig.
Yeah.
because he had a fucking joke with his piano.
Yeah.
That brought the goddamn house
Is this the
down.
one from that he did on Def Comedy Jam?
He goes, "Can I see your booty?" He does this whole song, and he goes like this. He did this whole bit. He goes, you know, "Can I see your booty?" And then he comes and he goes, "See that girl? Everybody wants to see your booty," or something like that. It was just he killed. I was like, every time you see him on the little lineup, you'd be like, "Fuck, dude, I gotta go after this bitch."
Yeah.
Because you know he's gonna destroy.
So Craig.
Nobody wanted to follow Cat.
Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day when we were open micing, he was Cat in the Hat because he had the Biggie bit, the one he accused Cedric of stealing. He had that Biggie bit where the car broke down. That brought the house down. She's like, fuck. But I think the strongest back when I first got to LA was Earthquake.
Really?
Nobody. Earthquake had a fucking closer, and it was one of those runs.
It would just build.
That went for like 5 minutes. And it was like, I was dating this girl and she had a baby adult. And it was like this, he he acted like this baby was in the crib with real fucking problems. You know what I mean? And going off like in baby talk, and I was like, in the crowd just, and then earthquake, earthquake, y'all. Like, it's not like a big send off. They're in the middle of fucking chaos. He goes, earthquake, y'all. And dips, and I was like, oh my fucking God. That's where I learned don't watch stand up, especially before you go up. Because if I know I'm following, back in the open mic day, if I'm going after Quake, Cat, Craig, any of those dudes, I'm outside the building. So I don't hear this shit. And I'm making sure I got loud conversations. Hey, I can see it again, Andrew. I don't want to hear that shit. So when I go in, I'm not psyching myself out. You know what I mean? But Quake had the strongest closer in the late 90s, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Man, that motherfucker bring the house down with that shit.
Wow. I want to find that bit. I've never heard that.
Yeah. It's dated because I remember it's something had to do with a pager. Did you use my code on my pager and shit like that? So it's dated now. Yeah, I would say Quake was the one nobody wanted to follow back then.
This is a bad question, but there's part of me that's like, is there any set that you had that was just like absolutely destructive, and then somebody that was big just could not step into afterwards?
Yeah.
We don't have to name names. I don't want to name names, but like
it happened at the Bay Area Black Comedy Competition, the same one that Nick won.
Oh, really?
I had I don't know what I said, but the guy that went after me did really bad. And they used to like call the bombs his name.
What?
For a minute, you had if you bombed after me, I go, oh, you had an Andrew? You know what I mean?
Wow.
No. I can't remember the guy's name though. Oh my! I just remember he had a pink. The only thing I remember, he came after me. He had a pink sweater with the big white lapels coming out afterwards. It just was really bad that night. I don't like to shit on comics.
Yeah.
I really can't remember his name though, because I've never seen him.
Better not to do that.
Yeah,
but not to do that.
That was a rough one for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm curious, like so many of the stories is you obviously having so much acceptance within the black community specifically. I'm curious, was there ever any issue being a white dude in that space that caused you problems or you lost opportunities purely just because of, what you look like?
No, I think I didn't. I think it's one thing to be a white guy and you're acting like you want to hang out with black people. When you're ingrained in the culture, like I said, they saw me at the black spots when I got to LA. I wasn't doing the Comedy Store all night. I was going to Maverick's Flat. I was going to Comiac Theater. I was going to all the black shit, and not the ones in Hollywood. I'm talking about the ones in Compton and on the other side of the 10. You know what I mean? So I never saw that. Most of the comics was cool.
It's so weird how I saw that in New York too. Like we would do the black rooms in New York when we were coming up, and I just didn't understand why it was so divided. Yeah. Especially
You're talking about the black comedy world?
Yeah, no, why comics.
White and black?
Yeah, there'd be these white comics that would be doing open mics. They'd be trying to get up at the clubs, and they would do these open mics that were horrible. And the black rooms, this is what I'll say about the black rooms. If you show up and you want to get up,
they will get you
They'll get you up.
That's why I started doing them.
They're way more accepting than the clubs are not going to make you send them a tape, go do this whole fucking rigmarole. And then the open mics in the city are just literally that. It's just comedians there. There's no regular audience member. So in my mind, I was just like, well, I want to go up wherever. It's not weird to perform for black people. I grew up in New York City, but the what I saw was mostly the non-black comics in New York would not even venture to the black rooms.
Which is crazy because you figure...
Don't you want to go up in front of people?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. You want to push yourself. I want to make sure these jokes they go over wherever I'm at.
Yeah. And also one thing that I think really taught me in the black rooms is the black rooms, they were not there for you to try your little misdirection math problem. Do you know what I mean? The white audience sometimes will entertain. They'll be like, "Oh, I see what you did there. I got it." And the black room's like, "Oh yeah, okay, good, whatever." Yeah. Oh, so you didn't kill him? So I stabbed him. Oh, I guess you stabbed him. It was important that you acknowledge that we're in this room. And I want to go back to that moment where Floyd comes back in. Floyd walks into your special taping.
Yeah.
you have to be present in the room. That's something I learned in the black rooms. You have to be present in the room. If you are not present, they immediately will just check out on you. They're like, are you going to pretend I'm not here?
The emotion has to be real.
You have to be present. Like if something weird is happening, you have to call it out.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's really helped me in my career that I don't think I would have developed in the white rooms at all, or like the whatever you call them, the mainstream rooms.
Mainstream rooms, yeah.
And it's like, because they'll give you a little bit of leeway. Like the joke will go over and you'll be like, oh, I guess that one didn't go over. And then they'll always be like, all right, well, what's the next one?
Yeah.
There's this like politeness that exists, right? Like,
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's interesting. Like you develop this like really important tool for comedy, which is being able to stay present in the moment. Not every show is going to be polite, where people are like, they waited 2 weeks to get that ticket to go to the cellar, and they're ready to go, and they're waiting with their hands clasped like this.
Yeah.
You know, I wish more comics, especially when they're younger, would go into the black rooms. I think they learn a lot more.
Yeah. I think I've only been to the cellar once.
Really?
In my life.
Wow.
Are you scared to do white rooms?
No, not at all.
Do you remember the first time?
I'm begging. I keep begging my agent, and he'll tell you this: get me in Salt Lake, please. I just want to go. I want to experience everything.
Yeah, because I don't
what I
think
mean?
you wouldn't cross over.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very easy.
This latest special, and it was on purpose, and somebody would be like, ooh, don't listen to haters and stuff. The one on Mint right now, there's no race jokes. And that was a purposeful thing on my part.
But why? I don't think that
there's not one mention at all. And I was just like, you know what? Because how this special came out was the last special I had, Broken Family. We did that on Friday. And I woke up Saturday morning and I told my manager, I said, I think I had another hour. Did we get it last night? Because we did 2 shows. She goes, yeah, we're clean. I go, I'm going to do a different hour tonight. So we sat there at the coffee shop and we wrote down bullet points. And I just remember there was 12 bullet points and it was like 1 or 2 words. And we taped it to the stage so I could glance down. And because I didn't want a choppy special. If I was going to try it, I needed the flow. So we did it in the flow of things. And it came out good. And then when I wrote it, I looked at it, I said, look, there's no race jokes in this. Almost like laughing about it. Yeah. And then when I saw it, I go, all right. Yeah.
I don't think
race jokes in this shit.
Again, I'm curious, obviously I want it to be successful just because I love you, but like I don't think that like staying away from race jokes would change any dynamic. I actually think going on pods and stuff will communicate to more people that at the end of the day you're a storyteller. And like
especially when you live with a drug dealer in LA.
White people are interested in that shit. White people watch The Wire. You know what I mean?
Fact.
So to me, it's just about like an education process. You're a storyteller at the end of the day. White people probably seeing you in these black spaces, and then they might go, oh, maybe he's a comic for black people and not for me. White people are a little concerned about that shit. They want to watch black shit from afar, but they don't want to be in it a lot of times.
I mean, that's the reason why Roots was like the #1 show on TV in the 70s when that miniseries came out, because white people's like, I want to watch this shit.
Who the biggest consumer of hip hop music is white people, right? I mean, there's population things that affect that as well.
What you're saying.
I want to watch it on TV. I don't know if I want to go to the concert.
But there is a little concern, and also like to defend white people sometimes there also is like a shame. It's like, am I appropriating this? There's sometimes a slap on the wrist if white people do get too interested. They're like, oh, you're gonna take this shit from us, which I understand from black perspective as well, which is like they have seen that happen, like white people putting cornrows in and all of a sudden trying to make it some white shit. So I understand both sides of it, but like there is a thing with white people, is like they want to like comfortably watch something that they have nothing to do with. They really are. White people are really interested in that kind of shit. But I think the stories that you tell, especially the ones from today, like my assumption is people are going to love this, and they're going to be like, I want to go check out Gary's. Like that, what the stand up is like. So I'm very,
it's way better.
Yeah.
I do coke on stage. I stole key from him. I do one line in his memory every fucking show, bro. I ain't been asleep since fucking February. That's why I was sweating.
You gotta snort it for the homies sometimes.
Do you see how the coke came out of my system? Yeah, bro.
You're detoxing.
This is crazy.
You
I don't
what
need
I'm
this
saying,
fucking pound on one.
That wasn't lotion, it was blow.
The first 20 minutes of this was rough. I don't know what happened, dude.
You were pouring.
Yeah, then it just stopped.
Yeah,
that happened.
50 degrees.
That happened on Think Like a Man. The first one. Oh my fucking god! The first time we all sat in the bar together and we're in the scene, I started leaking just like I was on here, and I didn't know why. I'm not nervous. I'm amongst friends. I go, why the fuck am I sweating? And I know my body. I'm like, just get adjusted, get adjusted. And then one of the producers go, Jesus Christ. That didn't help, bro. Because I'm doing the same thing. Like, I know. Do they see it?
Yeah.
The makeup, it's the shit. You're like, I don't think they see it. I go, because everybody's just doing their shit. Nobody's acknowledging. None of the actors. And as soon as that producer goes, Jesus Christ. Then the floodgates been open. Yeah. This guy's like Samuel Jackson in A Time to Kill. They kept calling me Sweaty Jackson the whole shoot. I go, what the fuck, bro? That's funny. And then I leaned up, and it looked like I got shot. It was just sweat in the back. But you gotta realize, it was warm. It was July. We were in a bar. And they had to shut off the AC, and they just shut off the fans. So as soon as they said we're ready to roll, it just went up like 20 degrees. And my body just takes a minute to adjust. I was fine the rest of the day. We were in that booth all day, but that first 30 minutes was like this shit. I was like,
You're good now.
That goddamn producer, Jesus Christ! I'm like,
you don't need to say all that.
And you don't want to do that in fucking Kev's right there. It was attack mode right there,
bro. I've been there.
Can I ask a question, sort of based on that? You were in Daddy Daycare. What was it like meeting Eddie Murphy for that movie? That's one of my weirdly favorite movies from childhood. Yeah. So I wanted to ask.
Well, Daddy Daycare is weird how it came about. I was preparing all week for an audition for an Eddie Griffey movie called My Baby Daddy. So they call me in the morning and they go, hey, we got an audition in like an hour for this Eddie Murphy movie called Daddy Daycare. And I go, no, it's Eddie Griffin. They go, Eddie Murphy. I said, Eddie Griffin, it's at 3:00. I'm arguing with this lady that's not my agent on the phone. They go, Gary, you have an audition like an hour for this movie with Eddie Murphy. We know about the other one. I go, oh, really? So I drive to the Fox lot. I go in. It was one line. That's why I didn't have to really prepare. It was, hey, boys, we got a brand new cereal, Veggios, boys and girls. So I'm looking at it, and I go, what the fuck am I going to do with this? And it was all the kids was auditioning that day. So the waiting room was all these kids. So when I walked in, I said, hey, I asked this mom, I go, can I bring your son into the audition? So I walked this kid in who has no idea who I am. And I read for some dad first. And they said, all right, read for the carrot and the broccoli. So I grabbed the kid and I sat him down and I started snaking around him and started dancing. And that's when I did the BROCCOLI. I just made that up in the audition room. And that's the only audition where they go, you got it.
Really? Wow.
So I did the song. They said, you got it. And I go, oh, no fucking way. I just got it.
In the moment you got it?
Yeah, like they was like, you got it. They was like, dude,
that's cool.
Steve Carr was like, bro, where are you from? Why don't I know you? He goes, you just killed that shit. He goes, you're good.
This never happens, by the way.
And I've never had that happen before.
I've never heard a story where someone just gives someone the role. And usually you have to get producers' approvals.
Well, I was in with the producers. I skipped all the other steps. I was in with everybody.
So
the director, producers was there.
Yeah, okay.
So they tell me I got it. Great. Then we go to shoot. Eddie doesn't go to the table reads. Eddie's not at blocking. Eddie's not at none of the rehearsals. The first time I see him, I'm in this fucking carrot outfit.
Comes
around the corner, and I'm literally this close to his face, and I'm just like, and first I got stunned. I go, fucking Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, that's his nose. He ain't got lotion in his ears. I'm looking at all his features like this close. And then he goes, hey, man, I didn't know you were in this. That's me up.
Wow. He knows who you are.
Yeah, and I go, whoa. And he goes, I love that joke. I heard he knows stand-up.
Apparently.
He said, I love that joke about Eminem and Tiger Woods. And that was the time, I never knew if he was at the Comedy Store or not. Right? He just sit in the back. So this bit was not on TV, so clearly he saw it at the Comedy Store.
Wow.
That was the time when I said the world's upside down because the number one golfer is black, the number one rapper is white.
Yeah.
It's a basic joke.
Yeah.
But he knew it.
Yeah.
And then, so I was like, I kind of felt validated a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we go to do the scene where I'm supposed to do the song. I don't do the song. I'm scared now because Eddie's there, right? So I just start doing it. Hey, boys and girls, we got a brand new cereal, Veggios, blah, blah, blah. And the director goes, cut. He goes, where's the fucking song? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, the song, the BROCLI. I go, oh, I know if you want it. He goes, that's how you got the part. I was like, oh. So do the song, right?
BROCCOLI. I am the broccoli and don't know why. DAR.
Is Eddie in the room while you're filming the scene?
He's on the other side of that glass thing.
Right,
I don't know if he's there or not. I don't know.
Got it.
That's a different room.
Great movie.
But we go to the premiere, and they blocked off all this shit in Westwood. They had like a kids carnival and stuff. It was dope. Then Eddie was being so cool that day, and there was a line of people to get pictures with Eddie.
Yeah.
I'm literally next. There was a fucking comic that wasn't in the movie. He was just an aggravating guy. Like every time you saw him around town, he's just aggravating. He goes up to Eddie right before I'm gonna get a picture with him.
Oh, Jesus.
And he grabs him and he grabs the back of his head.
Oh,
and you could tell he was in his ear going, motherfucker, you inspiration. You gotta do this shit. But Eddie was like, bitch.
Get away.
Like, I got a line. Huh?
Yeah, if you're Eddie, you're just like, who are you?
Yeah, I got a line. I go, I'm not next.
Yeah.
He just Eddie was gone 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
He just left the whole party. I go, dude, fucked it up. I still have a picture with him this day.
It's another Kobe guy, dude.
Yeah, no, the Kobe guy wasn't as bad. He didn't touch him. This motherfucker touched him.
Back of the head.
Back of the head, and was like, in his ear, like, motherfucker. You could tell what he was saying. You know,
Yeah.
He did it. I think Eddie did everything right. I think there's a lot of times like comedians look at Eddie and they're like, oh, why aren't you getting back on stage? Everybody wants to see you on stage. Or Eddie, why aren't you doing this? Or Eddie, why aren't you doing that? Why? For me, I look at Eddie and I'm like, okay, he has a huge compound where his entire family can live on it. He has all these kids. He wants to spend time with his kids. And then for a day job, he goes and makes a movie for $10 or $20 million. Mm-hmm. And it's only in like the comedian's mindset where we're so yearning for more. We're never satisfied that we look at Eddie Murphy's career and go, why doesn't he still do it?
Yeah, no shit.
No, he figured it out.
Yeah.
He did it all, and now he gets to hang out with his family, which is what we should fucking do.
That's who Shannon Sharpe should call. That's how you fuck white women. And don't get any scandals. Eddie Murphy does it better than anybody. Shannon, call Eddie, baby. He's popping them mixed babies out. Nobody's paying attention. He's that coffee bean every fucking week with a new blonde. I'm like, this guy's the best.
He figured it out.
Yeah, he figured it out. Yep.
No
Shannon,
process serving, nothing.
Call him, Shannon.
What the fuck? Poor Shannon. What do you think? How do you think Shannon comes back from this?
I mean, I think it'd be all right.
Yeah.
There's nothing criminal
lose that
happening.
bag,
Text
though?
messages, huh?
Did he lose that bag? $100 million apparently is on the table.
I don't think he's gonna lose it.
Yeah.
They did something behind closed doors. From what I know, the text, they were just into some wild shit.
Yeah. And you're allowed to be into wild shit.
Yeah.
The weird thing is that a lot of people seem to be almost hoping that it happened. That's the thing that I never like.
Nah, I like Shannon.
I like Shannon. And like an accusation is an accusation at the end of the day. It's like innocent until proven guilty. So this is an innocent man, and you want to hope that these things didn't happen. We should all want her to be lying.
Yeah.
Because if she's lying, that means a woman wasn't assaulted. We should all hope women are not assaulted.
Yeah.
Right? Like that should be where our minds are, at least.
Yeah.
He is an innocent man right now. And if the girl's not doing a criminal suit, she's just suing for money, I'm a little suspicious.
Especially anybody that's ever on this podcast, it had to benefit you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you,
Unless you
I
didn't
want to
say
go
shit.
back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want guys like that are giving comics like platforms.
Yeah.
I want those guys to maintain a clean image.
You're a psycho. You want that girl to not have been for you.
That's one way to look at it.
Listen, man, you're fucking up the bag, bitch. I've never heard that before. Listen, you're fucking up my bag, bitch. My numbers went through the roof after I got on stage show, dude. What are you talking about? My God, I went to Peekskill, New York. Crushed. I never had Peekskill in my life. I did have a lot of people like, more, and they have done the last like 2 years. It was people will come up at the meet and greets or saying like saw the Shay Shay interview.
Wow.
So, I mean, it benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they saw my other shit, but that's the first thing that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you crushed that one. That was really funny.
That was a good one.
The confidence from Shannon in his video saying, drop the tape. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, drop.
Wow.
I need to preview that. I need to make some edits.
I was thinking that the 30 seconds are going to drop. I'm like this. The fact that you want 10 out there? Crazy.
Yeah.
You got a strong set.
That's work.
Yeah. You edited that wrong.
Bro, dropping the tape is crazy.
I think we should all learn, don't film yourself.
Yo, what?
Don't film yourself
That
fucking.
is the thing.
Yeah, just put it on Instagram
I don't
Live.
have the time. I don't have the wherewithal.
Yeah,
like, I'm like
yeah,
this.
I have no
What's about to
interest.
happen?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a different level of confidence, though.
To film it?
to film it and want it out. Because usually you film something, you watch yourself, you're like, oh man, I look way different in my head.
Oh, yeah, right. Your body is like, whoa.
Yeah.
I gotta do some squats.
I have hair there. I need to trim my armpits. What the fuck is going on over here? Yeah, he said, drop the tape.
Yeah, bro.
Damn, we don't all look like Shannon.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's small.
Yeah. That's a big motherfucker.
Yeah, you think you have a good set, then you listen back to it, you're like, oh, I kind of bombed. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel like the tape would go. I'd be like, yo, drop it. Then you see it, and you're like, nah, scrub it.
Well, yeah, free Shannon, man. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, because I need to get on Club Shay Shay. So.
Yeah.
Is he still doing EPs?
No, I don't imagine.
He's still
right
doing
now.
Nightcap.
I think he's still doing his stuff. He's just not doing the ESPN stuff.
Right. Yeah, he dropped one with, I mean, obviously it was tape, but he dropped one with Terrence Crawford and somebody else since all this shit came out. So episodes are still dropping.
Yeah. What do you think about Kanye's new song, man? Did you listen to that at all?
Mm-mm.
No?
Don't know any lyric.
I mean, it's on Twitter and it's I think
some of the cousin shit.
Oh, what is that one?
Something about his cousin. His cousin or some shit.
I think he was giving a fellatio to his cousin. I think that was the one. Yeah,
like blood cousin. Like
that's a good point.
Cousin. Yeah,
that's a great point. Is it blood? Not that it matters. It shouldn't.
That does matter.
Well, yeah, it does.
Your mom can't be sisters. With
also minorities just call friends cousins sometimes.
Yeah, no,
I do that.
That's the point he's making.
He gets really aggravated by
a bunch of us were assuming that it was blood cousin, but you're right. It could just be a friend of his, and they were just sucking each other's dicks at a young age,
which is great friendship.
Odd. It's still odd. That is odd. That is odd. Yeah. There's that is. Are we gonna listen to it?
And some shit, you just take it to the grave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Kanye should watch this interview and realize I was very careful.
Yeah, like you didn't say his name the entire interview.
Yeah, and it was tough. A couple times it almost came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So hanging with my cousin reading dirty magazines. All right,
that's enough.
Yeah, we got it.
I got the gist of it. I did see a meme that someone said Kanye got his jaw wired shut so he'd stop sucking his cousin's dick.
Oh my god,
that's pretty
Here's
good.
a crazy story about Kanye. Was like before the song came out through The Wire, I was in this is a long time. I was in Brooklyn, and I was at some like little house party thing. There was like 30 people there, and somebody that had something to do with that video put it on the TV. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I didn't know who he was. And they go, yeah, this dude's going to blow, man. Literally. This guy's about to, he goes, and it was like some videographer that was helping him with the video. Mm. And then it was like fucking 6 months later, he was through the roof. Yeah. And the only reason I remembered it is because he had D-Ray in the video.
Oh, that's right.
And D-Ray's right. And so when I watched it, I go, is that fucking D-Ray? And it's only I remembered it because it wouldn't have resonated, and I wouldn't put two and two together.
Yeah, that's
but he
right.
showed me it like right before he blew.
Yeah, it was like the arm in the sling joke or something. Yeah. He was like doing a joke with him.
Yep. Yeah. And then I'll tell you another crazy story, Eminem story. His second video is called Role Models. So I'm in it, but I'm basically an extra. But I wasn't an extra when we recorded it. I was in that bitch. So Philip Atwell directed all Dr. Dre's videos. Somehow he got wind of me and was like, yo, calls me out left field. Yo, we got this new rapper, man. Some shady wasn't out yet. No one knew who he was. He goes, we got this white rapper out of Detroit, man. He's got this shit coming out. He goes, we're about to do this video, man. We need somebody to make it funny and punch up a little bit with us. So I go on this hangar in Santa Monica and we shoot, and I don't know who he is, right? And nobody does.
You got to be early 20s at this point,
yeah,
right?
This is right when I'm on BET and shit. Right when I got on there. So I go to the video. If you pull up Role Models, I'm an extra in the background. I'm a cop in the background.
Wow, I don't even think I've seen this.
Yeah, it didn't pop like the other ones. He's in a That's Me. There I am.
Wow.
And then so in the video, they go, hey, this guy's getting busted with weed, and what are you guys gonna do? And so I went to craft services, and I had cookies in my pocket, right? And so we were supposed to arrest him, and then we were laying on top of the cop car, and the scene was, you think we're arresting him, and then the three of us are all getting high together on top of the cop car. So we're looking up at the sky, and it's me, the Criminal, and then Eminem. So they passed the weed, and after they passed the joint, I pulled the cookies out of my pocket.
You started eating cookies?
And I passed them there, and it went over well. Everybody ate the cookies, and then when the video came out, I go, damn, they took the cookie part out.
Did Em ever hit you after you did the Eminem
No, we didn't
Tiger
know
joke?
each other.
But even after the joke with Eminem and Tiger.
No.
Oh,
And he
wow.
didn't know me. I didn't know him.
Right.
Was he cool when you guys were on set? Was he nice?
He was cool.
Funny?
He was just kind of, he was in the wild mode Eminem, right?
Oh, really?
It was all new.
Yeah.
He was just, he was cutting up with his boys and shit. And I remember Dre was there. And I remember Dre just kept, after we got done, she goes, man, you two together, that'd be some shit. That'd be some shit, you two together.
And Dre
like,
knew of you at the time, for sure.
I guess. I don't know. But I was like this. I go, yeah, I would. After the fucking Eminem video came out, I go, I hope they call me back one day. But yeah, that was kind of cool. It's like before it happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of cool to be there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Did we ever get to the bottom of who Kendrick was talking about?
Oh, yeah. Was he talking about you? And then
No.
Yeah, I feel like...
I ran with it. I go, fuck it. Oh, that what we're doing? They were like, you clout chaser? I go, that's why we do stand-up.
For attention.
Fucking entertainment is clout, bitch.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be an anonymous comedian.
Yeah.
You're so stupid. Oh, you clout chasing no fucking Kendrick? Duh. That's exactly why I did it. I didn't comment on Kumo D.
To his credit, you said in your latest special there are no race jokes, so you did listen to him.
I did.
You did?
This was before the song came out, though.
That is the profound effect that he has on white comedians.
There it is. I stopped.
You stopped immediately.
Wait till you see
Cold turkey.
Dude, I'm so different now.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I learned. I learned. I'm gonna be like Mark Wahlberg. Just get up at 4:30, eating protein shakes, and doing no black shit no more. Man.
Jesus Christ.
Crazy thing about Mark Wahlberg, that's the first celebrity I ever saw. Was
he living that entourage life?
It was Marky Mark.
Yeah.
And I was in the Navy, and I was in Cincinnati, and I was flying back to DC. And this was before 9/11, so you could go up to the gate and just hang out.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with two of my buddies waiting to see me off, and then like four black guys, huge black guys, are walking off the plane. I go, the fuck? Who's coming off? And then Mark Wahlberg was in the middle of them. This is when he just had the Good Vibration song, his only song. And then I just remember he was really short. His calves was huge. And I just remember it just popped out. I go, oh, fuck, Marky Mark. Why I said that, I don't know. It just popped out. I go, Marky Mark. And then he just looked over. And then that was the first celeb
that you ever saw
I ever saw in my life, 18 years old. I think he was doing a concert in Cincinnati that night, some summer series. But that was the first celeb I ever just saw.
Whoa. At this point, are there any celebrities that come to the show that you might not be familiar with, but your kids are more excited that you met than you are?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm thinking, dang, that's a really good question. I don't know.
Because I've heard this happen where it's like, oh, like I met so-and-so and my kids were going crazy because they, oh, it's Mr. Beast. And you're like, who's Mr. Beast?
Bro, you never had a young kid come up to you like, dude, my dad is the biggest fan.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time, fucker.
That's a reality check right there, right?
No, it's bad when I know all the coaches in the NFL now. And I know all the coaches and I'm older than them. I'm like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with all the coaches now. Like, I don't know any players. Like, look at the players. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, I have a hard time. Like, I used to really like hate a player, this and that. And now I'm like, this is a child.
She's a child.
This is a baby.
Yeah, facts. OJ came to my show one year in Miami.
No
OJ
way.
Simpson. And as soon as I started talking to him, I go, I get why people fuck with you.
Why?
He was the most charming person. I forgot he murdered people.
Yeah. Allegedly.
This the coldest shit he did. I ain't never seen nobody do this. He came with two white girls.
Yeah.
And a dude.
Left with zero.
He tells the host, he goes, look, host goes, they said, OJ's here. I said, and they bring me out to say hi to him. And then he goes, yo, let me know if you're going to announce me that I'm in the room. Right? This is when the Coconut Grove Improv was upstairs.
Yeah.
And so the host goes, all right, I'm going to tell this joke, and then I'm going to say OJ's in the room, right? So he tells the joke. He goes, yeah, we got a big celebrity in the room tonight, OJ Simpson. This motherfucker moved seats and was sitting between two black girls.
Wow.
He moved over, he stands up and goes, and the fucking crowd gave him a standing O, right? And I was like, did that fucker move away from the white girl? And then as soon as it calmed down again, the motherfucker went back to the white girls in the back. And then afterwards, I'm sitting at the bar. He starts bullshitting for like 20 minutes. And the whole time I just want to be like, motherfucker, did you do it? But he's just going, where you from, man? I was like, 6 seconds. Oh, motherfucker, that was the coldest game I ever played in my career. You know, I played in Buffalo. We were to Cincinnati, man. I said, man, I ain't never experienced cold like that. He just started talking about old football games and shit. I'm 20 minutes in before I went, wait a minute, this fucking O.J. Simpson. I'm just talking football there. I lost track of everything.
Wow.
I go, oh, this guy's good.
He's good.
This guy's fucking good, man.
In that
I left there like
documentary-
I liked him.
Yeah.
All right, man. See you later, man.
In that documentary, they were saying when he would like beat him, Nicole, cops get called over there, and then they just end up being friends with OJ.
I can see
it'd
why.
Just be like, you know what? Hey,
I
this
completely
guy-
experienced
this
that
guy's
side of
all
it.
right.
Yep,
Yeah.
I can see why.
So he charmed you.
Completely.
Sociopath, dude. Yeah.
Completely charmed me, bro. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sitting there talking about Bengal shit and shit. You know what I mean? You like Carson Palmer? I think he's pretty good. You know what I mean? You know, just regular shit.
Wow. I'm curious, like people always talk about how comedy changed from like late 90s into the 2000s and today obviously it's very different. In your experience with your audience, have you felt the same change?
You just grow with your audience.
Yeah.
You just grow with them.
So it's the same people
How do you
coming
feel like
back.
the audience has grown or changed? Or you have grown and changed?
You know what I found? Like, yeah, I know we talk about me being big with the black community, but a lot of military come out too. A lot of ex-military come out. Because I get that a lot. You get the coins.
Yeah.
Or you get like, dude, you know, they saw a joke where I saw about being military police and shit like that. So I get that a lot. So I would say, as far as like, what I've noticed, a lot of ex-military be coming out.
You've had your audience for decades. There was a time which I don't think is currently happening where like there's a little more sensitivity around comedy. But when you have your own audience, they understand you, so you don't feel like you had to change your jokes at all.
Well, you
right?
broke it down. I think you, Shane Gillis, guys like you just kind of paved the way a little bit, showing like, look, I'm gonna just do me. If you want to be offended, that's on you. I'm gonna do me. So I got a little bit of heat with the special needs community back in 2016. It's the only time I felt like I backed down. I was really upset about it.
Joke? What was the joke again?
I got a special needs cousin named Tina, and she got an STD.
Yeah.
And when the whole family was like, Tina got an STD, I was like, Tina's fucking? To me, that was the bigger deal. I was so happy she was getting dick. I was like, all right, she ain't missing out. You know what I mean? I was so excited for her. But in my special, I said the word retarded. I didn't say special needs. I didn't get the email blast.
Oh, it was just for saying retarded?
Yeah, saying the word.
Which,
That's all it was. It had nothing to do with the joke.
Yeah.
And then they came after me to the point where I had just got my reality show greenlit on BET. They were threatening to go after sponsors like McDonald's and shit like that. We're going to tell them not to run ads. Basically, they were like, we're going to go after you for your TV show.
Yeah.
So I had to literally fly to DC and meet with 4 special needs people that were telling me how to write my jokes.
And what did they say? How did they say it?
So this is what they did. And they made sure they had the gamut, bro. They had a black woman, a black man, a white woman, a white man, and it was the whole gamut. It was MS. It was the guy that looked like Corky from Life Goes On. It was the lady that you couldn't tell. They made sure I was covered. When that motherfucker told me, I said, well, what am I supposed to do?
And what did they say? Like, what were they saying?
I said, well, what's funny? Okay. When you say this, you say this. And I was like this. What? Hold on. I go, what's it?
So you learned your lesson.
No. Literally, you can look it up. Pull it up. Pull up Gary Meets with the Special Olympics people.
Last week we were the darlings of liberal media. This week Gary's doing retard impressions.
Oh, you can't say
Welcome to
that.
Flagrant, everybody.
This is what Aries does.
Go.
This is what Godfrey does. They're good at celebs. I'm good at special needs.
So there you go. So you're just telling us a story. So they're telling you how to tell the joke to make it more.
I told them, I said, I don't blame these 4 people. They all had people behind them that were like their people. I said, I blame you. I said, you don't want them to be made fun of, which to me says I'm better than you. If I don't make fun of you, I feel sorry for you.
Amen.
If I make fun of you, we're the same.
We're the
make fun
same.
of me.
Agreed.
Yeah, we're in the group.
They would literally, they couldn't fathom you know, blah, blah, blah. And
I think a lot of times the protective parents or loved ones, and they see somebody who obviously is going through something very difficult, and they're like, I just want to protect them from the evils of the world, without realizing that maybe they would laugh at it as well.
That part.
I think that's one of the beautiful things of the Love on the Spectrum show, to be honest. I don't know if you've seen it, which is like, they showcase how funny they are intentionally and unintentionally, and they show the family also laughing, and it gives you this kind of like freedom to be like, hey, okay, as long as we're not bullying these people.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. They do funny shit.
Showcasing the joy is like the most beautiful part.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the biggest issue, what I learned from it was, especially if you're a parent of a special needs kid, where do you direct your anger? If I'm with my wife, I didn't cheat. I've been faithful to her. I have a good job. I've done everything right that you say you're supposed to do in life. And I now have a special needs child. Who am I mad at? I can't be mad at God. I can't be mad at the child. There's this comedian that's just told a special needs joke, so I'm mad at him. That's where my anger is directed. And I think that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's not, there it is. There's the 4. Well, the one girl wouldn't get in the picture. But the little white dude told me how to tell my jokes.
I need it.
All my stories can be validated. I've told some doozies a day, but none of them are lies. I'll tell you that.
Wow. So you there with George Wallace, Michelle Obama, and Shane Gillis,
Sam J. George Wallace, Sam J, and Corky from Life Goes On. It was a day. It was a day. Yeah, they flew me to DC. Wow. And Showtime took it out of my special. They took that joke out. But it was too late. It was already out there.
wow.
Wow.
That kid is adorable, to be honest.
And I literally was like, don't, people were like, don't take it out. It's fucking art. I go, bro, nobody's got to notice. It's already out there on the internet. If Showtime takes it off their website and
nobody's
their
gonna see
streamer,
the difference.
If it's going to give my TV show, it is what it is.
So you were able to do the show because of it.
Yeah. That was the thing, because Showtime had my back, I will say. But they was like, whatever you want us to do.
Yeah.
I said, sometimes we want to fight just to win.
Yeah.
And sometimes I was like, I don't give a shit. This is what I told them in the room.
Yeah.
They didn't like this joke. I said, yo, it's 2016. That special came out in 2013. And you're calling them slow. Fuck you been, bitch. This special been on for 3 years and now you're mad? But they're the slow ones. You're the slow ones.
Yeah. And they're not even watching it. There's no way the 3 of them were watching the special.
One person watched it, made a blog or something, and then it just caught wildfire. There were actors. Tom Arnold kept DMing me, wanting to talk to me. I guess he has a special needs son.
Oh, no.
There was another actor that I really liked. He's in all these action movies. I guess they just go on these rants and they just, I'm going, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
You never saw the joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good.
Gary, we love you, man. We appreciate you. Everybody go check out Mint Comedy. Check out Gary's new special, No S.
Gary Owen, no S.
Gary Owen, no S.
Black people put an S on everything.
Yes. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Continued
this
success.
was awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.